Off you go then, Arthur.
What?
Remember, only cash and jewellery.
Now, you sure this place isn't wired?
Certain. It's been checked, as always. No wire, no bells, it's clean.
You'll say. Better have be.
Knock it off, Arthur, will you?
What?
Look, there's none of us want to finish up back inside, do we?
Yeah.
We're taking the same risk as you are.
Sure. It's me that's going in.
Yeah, you're going in, and we're keeping an eye out here. It's a team job, Arthur.
Well, just so long as all the teams on the pitch went final whistle goes. That's all.
Oh, what a bloody awful day I've had.
You sound like you need a drink.
Do I?
Scotch?
Fine.
Help yourself. Water? Ice?
Nothing, thanks.
Well, it's nice to see you. Is this a social call or something special?
Just looking for a shoulder, that's all.
Oh, dear. Is it that bad? Well, do you want to talk?
It's that clown, Francis.
No, what's he done?
He's trying to block Brian Keller's move to CID.
Why? You said it was agreed.
Yes, I know. I'm sorry. It was agreed till our superintendent stuck his nose in.
Brian will be disappointed.
So damn frustrating, Kate. It seems my experience counts for nothing.
What's Francis got in mind in place of Brian Kelleher?
Oh, I've no idea. I couldn't be bothered listening to him.
He's new to the division. It's his first outside posting as superintendent.
He was over-promoted as a sergeant.
He'll have done his homework before he came to us.
Then he should know that I don't carry passengers in my department.
Mark, can I speak frankly, as a friend?
Of course you can. That's why I came. I needed to talk. And you're one of the few people that I can talk to and trust.
Thanks. But you know, well, you know as well as me that he can be a bit abrasive. He's probably been told he's inheriting a DCI who's aggressive, opinionated and independent. And he's obviously making a stand early on.
Well, if he proposes to make a stand over the staffing of my department, he's picked the wrong issue.
The issue's irrelevant. But you won't make him change his mind by charging him like a bull at a gate. Play it cool.
Harley Police, emergency...
There are intruders on the premises of Top Fell Hall.
Hartley to all mobiles. Alarm call. Intruders on premises, Top Fell Hall. Repeat. Intruders on premises, Top Fell Hall. Patrols acknowledge.
7499 on the way, Sarge. Position Hillock Rise. ETA 3 minutes.
Roger, Brian.
We're on Manchester Road, George. We'll be there in a couple of minutes.
Roger, Joe. For information, it's a silent alarm, so approach very quietly.
Don't go mad.
We might just catch him on the premises, Sarge.
It's better to be late in this world than early in the next. Take a left here. Cut your lights, it's just up here on the right, Sarge. Brian?
Just arriving, Sarge.
We're going in. There's the driveway. Going soft and gentle. Bloody hell. Come on, back to the road. Get your lights on.
What's that, Sarge?
Stay where you are, Brian, and keep your eyes open.
They're coming back. Of course they're coming back. Where's Arthur? Stuff Arthur, let's get out. Undo your blouse, ruck up your skirt, I'll do the talking.
Evening, sir, madam.
Evening, Sergeant. Seems to be a lot of activity.
Can I ask you what you're doing here, sir?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Well, you know.
Is this your car, sir?
No, it's a hire car, actually.
Do you have the hire documents and your driving licence if you've got it?
I've certainly got the hire documents. Don't usually carry my driving licence with me, but of course I needed to hire the car.
This is your licence, sir.
Yeah, of course, Sergeant.
You are John Thorpe?
Yeah, that's right. Oh, the address is out of date. I haven't lived there for some time.
I see.
You're not going to do me for not having it changed, are you?
I shouldn't think so, sir. Who's the lady, sir?
I don't really know. Just find out.
No, it's all right. I'll speak to her in a minute. You sounded your horn?
Yeah, accidentally. We were, you know, moving about a bit. And, just went off, accidentally.
Several times?
Well, every time I tried to move, I touched it again.
Show me.
Pardon?
Show me where the horn is. Just a minute. Danny!
Judge?
Put the lady in the police car.
Would you come with me, please, madam?
All right, where is it? I see. I think we'd better be talking at the police station, Mr. Thorpe. It's only a short distance.
Why? You're not arresting us. We haven't done anything.
There's a couple of points to clear up.
Oh, no. We're not going.
You don't have the choice, sir.
You're arresting us?
We'll talk about it at the station.
No, I want to know now. I'm entitled.
You're refusing to come voluntarily?
Yes, I am.
All right. The driving licence you showed me isn't yours. I suspect it might be stolen. The house down there's just been broken into. I suspect you might have some connection with that offence. You don't have to say anything, and anything you say may be taken down and given in evidence.
I don't know
I'm not
anything.
going to argue with you out here. Now turn round and get your hands on the car.
This is ridiculous.
You better lock the car, sir. Danny, put the lady in the back seat and get in with her.
Right. In the back.
I'll give me the keys, sir. This way.
You hang on outside. Keep a lookout. I'll go in. I'll get the front door open as soon as I can find it, okay?
Right.
7499 to Hartley.
There's Joe Beck, George Parrish. I thought you rated them.
I do. They're both good sergeants in their own way. But I wouldn't recommend either of them as a potential crime prevention officer.
Why not?
All that public speaking, for a start. It's not their scene. Anyway, I want one of them promoting inspector before long.
Well, they might appreciate getting off shifts. The hours are regular.
All right. I'll sound them out if you like.
If you would, quietly. I'll have a vacancy in a couple of months, and I'd like to find someone in this division.
Roger, Brian. Yeah, only a few minutes ago, mate. So get them there as soon as you can. Go and check. Oh, Jim, it's George Parrish. Yeah, we just had a burglary at Topfell Hall. Aye, that's it. We got two, but one got away on a racing bike. Last seen headed in your direction. Put it out to your lads, will you?
Yeah, George.
Hang on a minute. Roger, Joe. Go and get my handbill.
Right, Sarge.
Yeah, no description as yet. We'll get back to you. Jim, have you got a policewoman you could lend us? Well, none at all. Well, you can never find one when you want one. Cheers, Jim.
Now, about my CID at Hartley.
The office don't know I'm here, so it's not for me.
Six 68314? Yes, George? Well, isn't there a policewoman on anywhere in the division? All right, I'll be there in 15 minutes.
You got the door, Bill?
Inspector's office.
Right,
Need the
sir.
door open.
Yeah.
Interview room.
7499 to Hartley.
You sure you don't want me to come along? Sounds more like a CID job to me.
It always sounds like a CID job to you when the uniform have already made the lockup. No, Mark. They've only called me in because there's a woman involved and they can't find a policewoman. Why don't you hang on here till I get back?
Yes. Okay.
I shouldn't be long. I'll give you a ring if I think we're going to be held up. Or if I think we need any help. See you shortly.
Right. That's the late night viewing on BBC Two. But now on One, it's...
Right, come on then. Come on, love, talk to me. What's her name?
I've no idea, sir. She's not said a word since we picked her up.
Tell me about yourself, love. What's your name? What's wrong, love? Are you frightened? Is that what it is? There's no need to be frightened. Nobody here's going to do you any harm.
Now, first,
First, you can tell me what's going on.
you tell me what you think's going on. You're not being brought in for fun, you know.
I've no idea why I've been brought in here.
I'm sure you must have some idea.
I've no idea.
Well, I better go and find out then. List his property and get his details. Empty your pockets on the table. Joe. What have we got?
He gave us that when we first checked him.
From the driver number, this was issued to a lad of 19.
That's only for starters.
The woman?
She's not said a word, nothing.
Called CID.
Have you fixed a policewoman?
I couldn't find one in the whole division. I called the boss.
Well, that settles the question about CID then, doesn't it?
Is he there again?
We went past her house. His car was parked outside.
Are you spying on our leader, Joe?
It's just routine patrol in a high crime area, George.
What they're up to doesn't constitute a crime.
It would be if we didn't get to know about it. Out the police. Yes, Brian. Yeah, that's right. Yes, she has. Okay. The householder's back at Topfell Hall. Brian's asking if the woman we've got in's wearing a red coat. When I said she was, he just said good.
Evening, Mom.
Evening.
Evening, Mum.
You still here, George?
Well, I thought I'd see it through, Mom, if that's all right.
Of course. Well, what have you got?
You can't just sit there and say nothing, can you, love? Look, there'll be a policewoman here soon. They can get a bit stroppy, you know. You'd be better talking to me, get it sorted. At least tell me who you are, love. Here. Come on, we're not here to play games, are we?
Personally, I think the woman's the key to it. As I said, she's not the criminal type. I think she's scared. She's already had a bit of a week. She's been pressured into it. If you can get her talking, she'll blow the lot.
But she's saying nothing.
Not a single word, no.
Oh, we need to know more about them before we can get much further. I'll see what I can do.
Evening, Mum.
Evening.
What's all the mystery on the phone then, Brian?
What's what, Mr. Fothergill, the householder at Top Fell said.
Oh, go on.
A couple of days ago, he had a letter through the post.
Well, that's pretty unusual for starters.
Go on, Brian.
Inside it, there was a theatre ticket for tonight. Nothing else. He assumed it was some sort of promotion. Anyway, he went.
Leaving the house empty?
Aye. Now, next to him in the theatre was this woman in a red coat, blonde hair.
That sounds like the woman in your office.
Right.
Now, during the first act, she kept whispering to him.
Nice.
She seemed to know about him and about where he lived. But he says he's never met her in his life before. At the first interval, she went out, never came back.
Was she on her own?
Well, he didn't see anybody with her.
Would he know her again?
Doubtful. It was pretty dark.
Well done, Brian. You got a full step.
Oh, yes, Mum.
I think our lady has some questions to answer.
I still don't think she's the type.
We'll see.
I just find it a bit strange, that's all. Come on.
Anything?
Nothing.
Hello. I'm Inspector Longton. Kate Longton. What's your name? Let's get one thing clear. I want to know all about you and where you've been tonight. You can start whenever you're ready.
Anything here to say who he is?
No, Sarge.
I've told you who I am.
Those were in the pocket of his anorak, Sarge.
It is yours. It's not a knockoff.
Of course it's mine.
And these?
Yeah, they're mine.
What are they for?
For my guts. I've got an ulcer.
I'm not surprised. You deserve an ulcer.
What's that supposed to mean?
Ulcers are caused through stress, you know. Worry and stress. Like the stress of breaking into houses and the worry about being caught. How about it, then? Tell us who you are and we can start from there and you can forget the thought nonsense.
It's not nonsense. That's my name.
Joe. DCI's here.
Don't aggravate that ulcer by sitting there worrying. Just sort your thoughts out for when I come back.
Just passing, Joe. Called in to see if anything was doing. George tells me you've locked up for a burglary.
Your handbag. And empty. Totally empty. Well, almost. Been to a show tonight, have we? Stand up. Show me your hands. Take your gloves off. Walk up and down. Go on. Take your coat off. And your jacket. Now the blouse. It's all right, Danny. No wonder you wouldn't talk to me.
So, no matter what this guy says, he's going to be charged with something of the driving licence.
Oh,
then?
yeah. He's not going anywhere till that's sorted.
Saddle's done it.
If you don't mind me saying so, Mom, I prefer them with a bit more bust.
Didn't look very scared to me, Joe. Not really the criminal type. Pressured into it.
I'll get that, Brian.
Who's supposed to be scared? All pressured.
Oh, it's just a theory Joe had, sir. I'll go and give Danny a hand.
Yes, that's right.
I didn't expect you. We didn't ask for CID.
Oh, I was just passing. Called in to see if anything was doing.
I said I'd ring you if we needed any help.
I got lonely.
Frightened of missing something more like.
Yes, thanks very much. Well, well, well. Our escapee, the third man, guess who?
Harry Lyme.
Albert Arthur Steadwell, none other.
Oh.
Easy Arthur.
He's been locked up for trying to steal a car. He still had the bike with him from Topfell Hall.
How do they know it's a bike from there?
There was a name and address on the label on the saddlebag.
You can see ID could follow a clue like that.
Where
is he?
Where is he locked up, Joe?
K Division.
He can be brought back here.
No, not really. The night inspector's not happy to hand him over unless we've got enough to charge him with.
Where's the bike?
He's saying he found it at the side of the road.
Well, you just have to go there and interview him.
That's what they do in tape recording of interviews,
I
man.
know.
Not me, if you don't
No,
mind.
no, hang on.
Why not?
I've heard myself on tape. I sound a right pillock, if you'll excuse the expression, man.
Yeah, same here. You say all kinds of things in an interview. In the cold light of day, they sound stupid. I don't want everybody having a big laugh at my expense.
You're both wrong. Tape recording of interviews works.
You've tried it?
Not personally.
Well, I saw that training video. I'd like to give it a try.
Well, if it'll help, I'm willing to go across with whoever's going. To give a hand?
Well, if you and Mr. Perry want to rush headlong into the technological age, me and George will have a go at the two we've got here.
Thank you, Joe. Nice to hear you volunteer for something. Give K Division a ring. Tell them I'm on my way.
Right, Mum.
Oh, and the DCI is coming with me.
It takes two.
They got no chance of getting a cop from Arthur Steadwell. With one of those machines going. I'll take Brian Kelleher and have a go at Thorpe, or whatever his name is. Brian! Hey, mind you don't scare that sweet creature in the cell. She's not really the criminal type. We're going to have a go at Thorpe.
Right, Sarge.
Bill, Danny Sparks in the cells with a prisoner. Tell him to come and see me, and you take the prisoner through to the inspector's office.
Right, Sarge.
Yes, hello, it's Joe Beckett Hartley. Could you tell your inspector that our Inspector Longton and the DCI are on the way over to see Arthur Steadwell? Yes, thanks very much. Has he said anything?
No, just asking for some ordinary clothes, that's all.
Come on, we're going to crack this one.
Right.
I'll start off with some gentle chat. If you see me going hard, come in soft when I give you the nod. If you see me playing it soft, you come in hard. Give him aggro about the women's clothes, that's all.
Right.
All right?
Whose is this?
It's mine.
I didn't ask if it was yours, did I? I know it's not yours. Whose is it?
I told you, it's mine.
You tell lies.
You calling me a liar?
I am. Not only that, Sunshine, not only are you a liar, you're a very poor one. Now, I want the truth. And I want it now. Otherwise, you and me are going to be here for a very long time. Let me tell you this. You will tell me the truth. Because that's what you want to do. Isn't it?
No.
Oh, but you do. Deep down inside, you want to tell me everything. Because at the present, I'm the only person in the whole wide world that you can talk to. And you can start with who you are and where you're from.
It's not the first time, is it? You've worn those clothes before. And it's not the first time that you and him have played courting couples while keeping lookout on a burglary, and that's what you were doing tonight, isn't
I
it?
tell you, it was for a bet.
You're saying you got dressed up like that for a bet? Must have been a big un.
I told you, a £5.
A £5? I wouldn't go out dressed like that for a gold pig.
Of course, you're an authority on pigs.
And what kind of a tale's that? You've come north today, looking for work? You live in a lodging house in London, but you can't remember where it is. How are you going to get back there?
I can find it all right. It's in Earl's Court, but I can't remember the address.
No, you'll have to do better than that.
Please, I've only been here a couple of weeks. Hang on, just a minute. Yeah. That's the telephone number. I wrote it down off the evening paper when I first went round there.
Check it, Brian.
Okay, Sarge.
So what are you doing up north?
Looking for work. Like I said.
Without luggage? Just what you stand up in?
That's the truth. I did it for a bet.
Just stop there. Forget the fairy stories about bets. What you been up to tonight?
Like I said, I went in the pub. That's what the bet was. It was, Sergeant. On my mother's grave, that's what it was.
Go on.
This guy came in the pub. The guy I was in the car with. Well, he started chatting me up. I thought it would be a bit of a giggle, so I went along with him. He bought me a couple of drinks and asked me to go to a show with him. I thought, why not?
Why not, indeed? Go on.
I just thought I'd see how long I could keep it up, you know.
What happened to the show?
It was pretty rubbishy, so we walked out. He said we'd go for a meal, but he didn't. He drove down that lane where you found us. It's a good thing you came along when you did. He was getting a bit, you know, we're just going to hit him.
What's his name?
John, so he said.
What's your name?
Leave it out. I've done nothing wrong.
All the more reason why you should tell us who you are, then.
And let it get round about the dressing up? You must be joking.
Waste of time, this, Sarge. Bang him in the cells for a night, let CID loose on him in the morning.
You can't keep me. I've done nothing.
Done nothing? You were the lookout for the burglary where we found you tonight. Now you're trying to lie your way out of what you've done. Yeah, well, what do you expect of a bloke who enjoys wearing women's clothes? You make me sick, you, but I'll have you.
Danny, that's enough.
Listen, Sarge, you might be putting up with this, but I'm not. I'm going to see the boss saying something will be done. I'll get the press on it.
What's up with him?
He's young, sees only black and white.
What the press got to do with it?
I suppose he's gone to tell them so they can have a photographer outside for when you leave.
Like this?
That's how you came in. Still, I don't think the boss would have that.
Can I see the boss?
Well, you're better off talking to me. I mean, I won't promise, but I'll do what I can. You see, I can't do much without... Look, you're in a spot. You're really up against it, aren't you? You've got a choice. Either face up to it on your own, or...
Or what?
Or get help. That young lad who just went out, he's a right little troublemaker. He'll drop me in it as well as you. The only way we can sort this is if we stick together.
Together?
I'll help you if you'll help me. Tell me what really happened tonight.
I've had a word with the boss, Sarge.
You don't want to know, so get out.
Sergeant, the boss says...
Constable, I won't tell you again! You see what we're up against?
Well, no one can hear the screams from in here. They just go one either side, don't they?
When the suspect comes in and the formalities.
Come in, Arthur.
If you'll just get it quick, it's only a little thing. What do you want now, then, Mr. Perrin?
Sit down, Arthur. How's the chest?
Well, much the same, you know. Good days. What do you want?
This is Inspector Longton. We want to have a little chat. It'll all be on the tape. You've seen it before.
They used it when they brought me in, aye.
See? Still see.
Hey, hang on. I don't know what you want to talk about, but I'm not saying out into that defo.
I thought you said they used it before.
Oh, well, I did. But I was banged to rights for that. Well, I've done it, I admit it, but I've done no else. So, I said, no way. You're not done. You must think Gob's simple. I've heard all about Nixon and Watergate, what they made them take. You're trying to set me up. I only got to clear me throat, say, how do you do? You'll have me clearing books for all county, give over. I've admitted what I've done. Finish.
Look, Arthur, we just want to talk to you, ask you a few questions.
Come in.
Oh, aye, that's it. Da.
As I was saying, Arthur.
And this? What about this?
All right. I admit it's not my licence. I went in the gents on a station in Manchester, and there it was, lying on the floor. I picked it up. I thought to myself, I'll hand this in at the police station. That's exactly what I'd done.
After you'd used it to hire the car.
Yeah, well, I needed the car, so I had to use the licence, didn't I?
All unplanned.
Yeah.
Not like the break-in tonight.
Why do you keep going on about that? I don't know anything about it. How many more times do I have to say it?
What were you doing parked in the lane?
What are fellas usually doing parked up with women in lanes? Oh, use your imagination.
That's just what I am doing. Trying to imagine. What you were doing with a man dressed in woman's clothes.
You what?
You heard.
What, in drag? You do me a favour.
Ah, you don't expect me to believe you didn't know.
Of course I didn't know.
Oh, you must have done. It's obvious. You may as well admit that at least.
If it's so obvious, why did your mate ask for a policewoman to be arranged? I heard him on the radio. If you guys can't tell the difference, how do you expect me to? You're the experts.
You do not have to say anything unless you wish to do so, but anything you do say may be given in evidence.
Oh,
Sure you don't want to use that inhaler before we start?
no, I'm not due yet.
OK. I want to talk to you about a burglary at a country house.
No, not me. Never. I've never done no burglaries.
You sure you're all right?
Oh, I'm all right, yeah. Come on, let's get it over with. I know not about any burglaries or country houses. Right, that's it.
No! We want to ask you some more questions.
Oh, well, come on, then.
You will get to the truth, you know, with or without your help.
There is a John Thorpe living there, but he's not at home.
There you are.
Description?
Oh, I didn't get a chance before they slammed the phone down. I passed it on to the Met to follow up.
Now you're satisfied? You know who I am and where I'm from.
Well, that leaves just one question, then.
Come on, then, let's have it.
Well, I'm sure there's a very simple answer, but I've got to admit it's got me beaten. How do they know you in London as John Thorpe if you only found the licence in Manchester this morning?
You had a bike with you when you were picked up.
No, you see, I didn't.
Don't be stupid. The policeman who lifted you told us they saw it.
I didn't have a bike with me.
OK, there was a bike nearby.
No, well, yeah.
Well, where did you get it from?
I found it.
Where?
I don't know, I just found it.
Well, you must remember roughly where or when.
It were weeks ago. In a ditch side of the road somewhere.
Oh, you don't change, do you, Arthur?
Huh?
All the years I've known you, you've always been a liar, and you still are. A liar and a thief just about sums you up. You nicked that bike, and you're going to tell us all about it.
Oh, well, if you think that, go on, charge me.
I'll decide when you're charged, but rest assured when the time comes it'll be for something more than nicking a bike.
Oh, for the last time, I have not stolen a bike.
The bike was stolen at the same time the house was broken into. It's down to you, Arthur.
No, not me. Anyway, I'll be nowhere near Hartley tonight.
Why did you say Hartley, Arthur?
What?
And why do you say tonight?
It were her, she said it.
No, I didn't.
She did? She said it were a country house near Hartley. It were done tonight.
Give up, Arthur. Nobody mentioned either Hartley or tonight. All that was said was a burglary at a country house.
No, it were you. You told me.
You can't argue with that, Mileson. It's all on there, as clear as day. You can't wriggle out of this one.
Oh.
We're charging you with a burglary, but first you're going to tell us about your two mates we've locked up as well. Don't start that, Arthur. It won't work. He's holding it on. He always does when the chips are down.
Well, I'm not taking that risk. Get an ambulance. Quick! Come on, don't try and talk to me. Just relax.
Constable!
Go on. Take it easy.
Wheezing Arthur is having one of his convenient attacks.
Yeah, I know it is, Peter. Just because you've been tempted in the past, people think you're a criminal. We're all tempted from time to time. I know I am. It's just that I've been lucky. Temptations never come at a time when I was most susceptible. If it had, who knows? Could have been me sitting there and you sitting here. But there it is, just fate. And fate's been pretty cruel to you, hasn't it? You've not had much of a chance. But now, Peter, now you have a chance to wipe the slate clean, get this sorted, and make a fresh start.
You want me to admit something I haven't done. You tell me what to say and I will.
Now, that's not fair, is it? I thought we understood each other. I'm not going to con you, and I don't want you to try and con me.
What about?
Oh, the fellas you were with? Don't you worry about them. You look after yourself. They got you into this. It's up to you to get yourself out. Don't you worry about Arthur Steadwell. Oh, yes, Peter. Arthur's locked up as well. He'll just be putting in his twopenneth, telling his version of how the job was set up, whose idea it was, and so on and so on. And you can rest assured that when he's finished, the one who comes out shining bright will be Albert Arthur Steadwell while everybody else goes down the pan. Anyway, you think on it. Bill.
Yes, Sarge.
Come in here a minute, will you?
Right, Sarge.
I shan't be long, Peter. I'll just go and find out what that little creep's been telling the boss. Don't you worry about it. I can sort it. Relieve Sergeant Parrish and Brian Keller in the interview room for a minute, will you?
Right, Sarge. He was putting it on, you know. He's got form for it.
That's as may be, but he convinced me. Anyone listening to the tape will accept that what you did could well bring on a genuine attack.
Why me?
Being hard has become a way of life with you, hasn't it? You don't even know when you're doing it.
Was being hard. Being firm, letting him know where he stood. You can't afford to be soft with his kind.
You'll never make a living as a flycatcher.
By the way, well done, Danny. You did just right. Just the lever I needed to get under Dobson's ribs. He'll come across before long. Yeah. I've just come out for a few minutes to give him time to reflect on his sins.
What's he saying?
He's Peter Dobson. According to PNC, he's got a couple for burglary. He's been inside twice. He says he lives in a squat in South London. It's probably a load of tripe, but he's coming over bit by bit. What have you got?
That guy wouldn't know the truth if it jumped up and bit him. We finally got a cough. He's not John Thorpe. The second address he gave us doesn't exist, and we're just waiting for a check on the third. He just tells lies all the time. Tip him up on one and he tells another. So it goes on.
Any word from the dynamic duo?
Nothing at all. If they'd had any success, we'd have heard by now.
The old tried and trusted methods may triumph after all.
We could always charge whatever he's called with theft, alternative handling the licence, and bang him in the cells.
What, I'll find out the real John Thorpe's a mate of his, lent him the licence.
The check on the address on that licence says that John Thorpe's away at university.
Oh, aye. Yeah, but he's never said that the real John Thorpe's a mate of his.
He's not in court yet, is he?
No, that's true. I'll get it.
Do you want me back in there with you, Sarge?
In a minute, you go back in there and ruffle his feathers a bit. I'll follow behind shortly, pull rank on you, and order you out. That should just about do the trick. He'll cough the lot.
And if he doesn't?
Have confidence in our ability, will you?
It's not confidence I'm lacking, it's evidence.
That was Bill, Sarge. Dobson's been talking to him.
I knew he was on the point of coughing.
No, Sarge. Dobson says that he won't answer any more questions till he's seen a solicitor. And he's demanding his rights to make a phone call.
Oops. Well, hard luck for him.
Well, Brian, we better go back for another session of the Arabian Nights.
Thought you'd gone home.
Sit down. Nobody's going anywhere for a while yet.
Interesting notice, that. I can have somebody told I've been nicked.
When I say so.
I want you to tell Mr. Pringle on 01 246 8211.
Who's that?
My solicitor.
All in good time. We haven't checked that last name and address yet.
Now, look, Sergeant, I know my rights. You're not dealing with the first time here, no. It is now 2:03 a.m. and I am making a formal request to speak to my solicitor.
Between you, relieve Sergeants Beck and Parrish and ask them to come through for conference.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, any joy, Steadwell, Mum?
Not so as you'd noticed, Danny.
Tea, Mum, sir?
Oh,
Please.
Sergeant Beck thinks he's got Dobson about to talk.
It'll be the first break we've had if he does. Well, Joe?
He's being a bit difficult now, insisting on a solicitor.
Well, I thought you got him going, Sarge. I thought it was on the point of a cough.
Well, he must have changed his mind then, mustn't he? Any joy with Steadwell?
No, he put on one of his asthma attacks.
He always does that when he gets in a tight corner.
He's not a total loss. Apart from the bag, he's the only one who actually got inside. So there's always a chance of something from forensic or scenes of crime. Now, what we're really short of is something to connect Steadwell with the other two. Well, what have you got?
There is the driving licence.
Big deal.
There's no job there until we can trace the real John.
They're lying through the teeth, though, aren't they?
Charge him with it, shall we? Telling lies to a police officer?
Make that a criminal offence. The prisons really would have a problem with overcrowded.
Yeah, we're not just going to let him go.
Danny, come here. You know they've done it. I know they've done it. Even they know they've done it. But we can't prove they've done it. And what's more, they know we can't prove they've done it.
So what we need is a straight admission from one of them or something to connect our two with Steadwell.
Thank you, Danny. That puts it in a nutshell. Gets us precisely nowhere.
There's the messages they want sending, the solicitors they want contacting. We can't stall much longer. They're all about these two. They know their rights.
We could bail him, Section 43.
Pending further inquiries. Yeah, I suppose that is one way round it.
Bring him back in 4 or 5 days. By then, we'll have got some more from Steadwell and a statement from the owner of the driving licence.
Yeah, that's true.
So we bail him.
Oh, no, we don't. Pending further inquiries, they can wait in the cells. Joe, you and Danny deal with Dobson. Let him send any messages he wants within reason.
Right now.
George, you ring that number that your man gave you. Brian, you get him ready for the cells. Oh. I'll come and see him before you put him down. I've not seen him yet.
Taking a chance. I think bailing him Section 43 is a better idea.
Look, Mark. The Bail Act lays down that responsibility for granting or refusing bail lies with, and I quote, the officer in charge of the police station. I am refusing to grant them bail, and I will accept the consequences.
Here, check this. 1 blue ballpoint pen, comb, cigarettes, matches, personal papers, £23.20 cash.
This is your jacket, isn't it?
Yeah.
Put it on. Not a very good fit.
Envelope containing 3 unidentified yellow capsules.
Are these yours?
Yeah.
They were in that jacket pocket when it was brought in, sir.
What are they for?
For my stomach. I've got an ulcer.
Take them often, do you?
Only when it hurts.
I'm not surprised you've got an ulcer if you've been taking these. They're for asthma. You don't take them. You inhale them. Stop.
They're Arthur Steadwell's capsules, and so's that jacket. I think you better tell the sergeant how they come to be in your car, and why you said they belonged to you. I'll leave it with you, George.
Right. Cracked it.
Success brings its own rewards.
Eh?
I thought earlier tonight you were never going to smile again.
Janice, what is all this? What's happening? What have you done?
Mr. Coop?
Huh?
Are you Mr. Coop?
Yes. What is all this? All I've heard sounds like rubbish. Thank you, Bentley.
Right.
Janice, what have you done? What are you doing here?
The girl's father's arrived, ma'am.
Oh, thank you. Ask them to come in, will you?
I don't know what she's done, you see. That's the problem.
Would you like to come into the inspector's office, Mr. Coop? And you, love.
Janice, what have you done? Oh, it's the shock of it all, I'm afraid.
Janice,
I've not kept anybody waiting, have I? Because if I've kept somebody waiting...
Mr. Coop?
Yes?
I'm Inspector Garbley. Sit down, please.
You'd expect a woman. I'm sorry. What's really confused me is that I'm usually in bed at this hour.
In bed?
Yes.
It's lunchtime.
I work nights.
Oh.
I'm on ovens.
Ovens?
Mr. Toasty Bread's Ramsbottom Bakeries.
Ramsbottom's 15 miles away.
Eh?
Have you got a car?
I go up bus. It's getting back that's the problem. People are very kind, though. Aren't they, Janice? I get lifts.
Mr. Coop, when Janice left home to go to school this morning, she didn't actually turn up there.
Oh, well, if that's all, that's happened before, has that? She's very studious at heart, though. Aren't you, Squidge? That's what I call her. Squidge.
How old are you, Janice?
11.
Mr. Coop, do you know what she did instead of going to school?
No. I never saw the policeman who came to the house. They just woke me up. They said, get down there. It's your responsibility.
They? Who's they?
My wife and me sister-in-law.
Where did you go, Janice, instead of school? Janice? Where did you go?
Laundrette.
Where?
Laundrette.
What, bottom of our street?
Yeah.
Where you take our stuff for a woman to wash? Why else would she go there?
Tell your dad why else, Janice.
I stole things.
What?
Stole other people's washing.
You stole other people's washing?
Oh, shut up, Dad.
Oh, I'm not shut up. Can't believe it. Sort of washing.
Some of it were half wet.
You stole wet washing?
Oh, don't repeat everything.
All right. Don't start that, Squidge. Well, do you understand it? Why take what's she do with it?
You're not short of sheets and towels yourself, are you, Mr. Coop?
No, I don't think so. Is that what she took?
Constable Bentley was the arresting officer.
Huh?
I was in my car when it came over on the personal radio. Janice went into the laundrette and picked up 3 bags of washing that had been left there to be washed. The lady in charge recognised her and gave chase.
Well, that Mrs. What's her name?
Yeah.
Well, she were bound to recognise you.
I know.
Well, then, why do you do it?
Well, when I went past the railway station, I saw Janice and recognised her from the description. So I stopped and brought her in.
Oh, this is all true, this, isn't it?
I'm afraid it is. Janice, why did you go to the railway station?
I like it.
Did you go there a lot? You can sit there on your own, I suppose, and nobody bothers you. Is this the washing?
Yeah.
Mary.
Now, Janice, I'm going to ask your head teacher the same questions. I want you to tell me the truth. Do you often play truant from school?
No, like I said, she's very studious.
I asked Janice,
Sorry.
Mr. Coop. Are you unhappy at school?
No.
Then why stay away? Janice, the more you tell me, the easier it is for me to decide what's best for you.
Ma'am, if I could interrupt, there is one further point.
Yes, what?
When I saw Janice at the railway station, she was in the act of transferring washing from one bag to another.
What of it? Was it too heavy to carry? You mean your arm ached?
Ma'am, I'm sorry, but it's not just that. She was about to leave the 2 bags behind and walk away with the one that she'd filled with undies.
Undies?
Knickers, such like.
Knickers?
You mean that bag contains only underwear?
Yes, ma'am.
Janice, is this true?
Yeah.
Is that what you went in to steal?
Yeah.
Well, grown-up knickers don't fit our Janice, do they?
I can deduce that for myself, Mr. Coop. Did you take underwear for yourself, Janice? Did you take it for someone else? Did someone else ask you to take it?
Somebody else? What do you mean, somebody else? You don't mean me, do you?
Not necessarily. Did you?
Eh?
Did you?
No.
Eh?
He didn't.
You mean someone else did?
Yeah.
Oh!
Nobody.
Janice, who asked you? Will you tell me in private?
No.
Why not?
I promised.
Who?
Promised not to tell.
Well, if it wasn't your dad, who was it? Surely not your mum. Who else lives in your house? Janice, who asked you?
Oscar.
Eh?
Who's Oscar? Janice, who's Oscar?
Promised him last time.
What last time?
When I give him brassiere.
Brazier?
Oh, Janice pinched her Auntie Vera's brassiers. Oh, so we thought.
Who's Auntie Vera?
My sister, she lives with us.
Did you take her brassiere? What did you do with it?
I give it to Oscar.
What for?
He asked me.
Who is Oscar?
I don't know.
Janice, now stop this nonsense and tell me who Oscar is.
It's the commander.
Commander, what of? Janice, what does Oscar command?
The security patrol.
Security?
What's she talking about?
Janice, what security patrol?
Intergalactic.
Hey?
Intergalactic.
You mean Oscar is a spaceman?
Yeah.
Oh, don't be ridiculous.
Does he arrive in a rocket ship?
Yeah.
Where?
In park.
What does Oscar look like?
He's in a shiny suit, isn't he?
Does he speak English?
Eh?
Does he speak English?
Well, it's more like thought transference, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah. That's how they tell me all the plans. Sometimes they leave a security man behind just to keep a check, you know. Inhabits a human being's body, and that person knows nothing about it.
Is that how you came to meet Oscar, through another patrol member?
I were contacted.
By somebody you know? What does Oscar want?
Give him washing.
Did he ask for it?
Think he had to ask a girl, didn't he? 'Cause it were brassiere, and then all this washing.
He asked you?
Yeah. Said Janice, I want this washing.
An intergalactic patrol came to Hartley and asked you for a plastic bag stuffed with knickers.
Yeah. Said Janice, I have to find out how they live.
I tell you what, Janice. It's going to take a day or two for me to decide what action to take. You won't mind talking to me again, will you? Good. If you wait outside now, I'll just have a word with your dad. Mr. Coop, in my opinion, that child is extremely distressed, not to say disturbed.
Oh, don't say that.
We have to find out why.
We're such good pals. We go fishing together and... Well, I'll take her to the cricket and the bowls, actually.
How about friends of her own age?
Oh, she's got friends, got plenty of friends, of course she has.
Is she happy at school?
Very.
Then why play truant? What about her home? Is she happy at home?
Yes, of course she is.
And you?
Me?
You.
I've got a regular job and there's plenty it hasn't.
That's not what I asked, Mr. Coop.
Oh. No, well... Since wife's mother died and Vera come to live with us, it's been... What with Mr. Pengelly and everything.
Who's Mr. Pengelly?
The lodger.
Is that man all right?
No.
I thought not. What's up with him?
Dunno. Yet. What did you want, Joseph?
I've got a bit of a problem, actually. CID want to borrow some of our lads for an hour or two.
Oh?
And it's all come about at once, what with their leave and this massive observation at Clough Bank.
Is it really that massive?
Well, it's a disused pickle factory with 4 exits.
Which they think is being used for a drugs ring.
Yeah.
Why don't they just go in?
They're waiting to snatch Mr. Big.
If I had a fiver for every time I've heard CID say that, I wouldn't be living in Hartley, I'd be on the French Riviera. What about CID from other divisions?
Well, actually, it's headquarters drug squad that asked me. It's one of those nudge, nudge, wink, wink, say no more jobs.
What's that supposed to mean?
They've had 2 or 3 senior men fall out with stomach runs because they went to a dodgy restaurant when they should have been keeping watch. I mean, if we do them a favour now, they'll do us one later on.
Listen, if I had a fiver for every time I'd heard CID say that, I would own the French Riviera. And what about you, Roland? Why didn't you tell me about the knickers in the first place?
Knickers?
Oh, sorry, ma'am. How was I to know about the spaceship?
Spaceship?
What exactly do you want, Joseph?
Well, it's just for this evening, ma'am. I think I can fiddle my way around it. A couple of men and a car and I'll look in myself. That's all they want.
Who are you dealing with?
I'm not dealing direct. It's Dave Melchett and that's Sergeant Winstanley at headquarters.
I know. Well, if I was Sergeant Melchett, I'd want some favours in advance. Like some of our outstanding crimes cleared up.
Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Right.
Say no more, son. Thank you, ma'am.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I suppose I thought it was just an ordinary thieving. But it's not, is it? It's a bit odd, isn't it?
Roland, it's something very odd.
How do you feel now, Rosemarina?
How do you think she feels?
Rosemarina, you are my wife. Janice is our child. Just this once I want to talk about her. Well, what's that supposed to mean?
Oh, leave her alone.
Quite apart from our own situation, Janice needs help. I'll send her to school so we can talk. What I'm supposed to do is stay with her. She might well be balmy.
Oh, it's all right, love. You let it all pour out. He laps it up, of course, but if it makes you feel any better, who cares? I don't ask for myself, Harold, but for her sake, make up your mind.
Don't speak to him, Vera.
Oh, I must speak to him. You're my lovey-dovey sister, quite apart from my own desperation.
I'll tell you the worst day of my life. The day all this started.
When you married me, I suppose.
No.
Oh, don't say the day you met me.
You know what I mean. Oh, stop it. Oh, can't breathe.
breathe in here.
Oh, don't, love, it's not worth it.
Vera, for once in your life, tell the truth. You've taken it out on Janice, haven't you? You've pulled all the sheets to your side of the bed, and you've pinched her and you've called her horrible names, haven't you? You've thrown her homework away and you've said she's ugly, haven't you?
Did she or did she not run off with my front fastening going out for a few drinks brassier?
Admit it, Vera. You've tortured Janice, haven't you?
What have you done to us?
Nothing. I haven't done anything. Oh, damn and blast the pair of you! Stop it! Think. The police are onto something. They know that something's wrong.
What? What's wrong?
Eh?
What is it that's wrong?
Don't be stupid.
We don't feel guilty, Harold, do we?
No.
You're a pair of diabolical monsters, that's what you are.
How can you say that about Vera?
I know I don't.
It's all right, Rosemarina. I don't expect him to apologise.
Oh, my God, what's the use?
On the other hand, if you wanted to ensure that Janice has a proper night's sleep every night, you know what to do about it.
What?
Reduce the overcrowding.
Eh?
Give Janice her own room.
We haven't got a room to give her.
We have if you want to.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Walter Pengelly has been a damn good friend to me, and no trouble at all. I will not throw him out. He's got nowhere else to go. He's got no job to go to, has he?
All right. Who was it then that put those daft ideas about spaceships into her head?
I suppose you think spacemen exist.
I do not.
Then what's Pengelly up to?
He's not up to anything.
You know very well it's Pengelly.
Oh, Vera. Don't say it'll lay hands on her.
Eh?
Oh, no.
We all know full well what he's done.
Ah, shut up. I'm trying to think.
I'm trying not to.
Oh. All right. All right. All right. I'm be damned to it. Where are you going?
You are?
Oh, where the hell do you think you're going?
Nowhere.
Would I expect me to believe that? Oh, for pity's sake, Walter!
Don't shout at me.
I'm not shouting.
Calm down.
I am calm. You swine! Oh, Walter. You've been one of the few sane influences in my life these last 2 years. You and Janice.
Janice?
Yes.
I was just on my way out, actually, Harold.
Walter, I know you've not laid one finger on Janice, Walter. I know that.
Hey?
You're one of the lucky ones, you. You don't have to live day and night with a guilty conscience, do you, Walter?
No. Not you.
Oh, you know damn well I do. Did you hear us shouting? Oh, I'm sorry, Walter. I can't hold out any longer.
Hold out?
Oh, I'm at me wit's end. I'm sorry, I need the room.
Oh.
You must move out.
Oh.
Today. Sorry. Actually, I think you'd better go now.
No bother, Harold, no bother. I mean, what do I own except what I stand up in? No, I tell a lie, actually. I've a shirt and some socks in the scullery. It's not mine, Harold.
What?
The shirt. It's one of yours.
What's wrong? Did you give him one of your own?
No.
I thought you had done. How'd you feel?
Oh, it's the spasms in my legs.
He's no idea, Harold, has he? What he is really is a muckheap.
The doctor says it's not physical, you know.
I know.
He says it's one of them nervous things.
I know. I could just eat a toffee, couldn't you?
Walter, I must ask you this one. I know what you feel about the vast unknown of space, Walter. But, how far does Janice understand? I mean, does she...
What?
Nothing. Where will you go?
It's not myself I'm worried about, Harold. It's you. Do the women say it's my fault what Janice did?
Oh, well, it's their excuse, isn't it?
They won't make Janice hate me, will they?
Well, I won't, that's for sure.
Hang together, eh?
What?
No, I didn't mean hang, Harold.
Walter, I've got no business to ask this, really, in a way, but, in your heart of hearts, Walter, do you believe a spaceship could land in Hartley Park?
Well, certainly.
Eh?
Well, it's a big open space, isn't it?
Yes, I know. Well, I mean, I know that, Walter. I mean, I don't mean that, really. I mean, suppose there was an intergalactic security patrol. Right. I mean, I know there isn't, but suppose... Oh, no, it's daft, isn't it?
What some people think is that the patrols land observers and pick them up a few weeks later. Oh, they don't wear space gear. They inhabit human forms.
Are you one of them?
Hey?
Nothing.
I suppose I'll be on your conscience as well now, Harold. I was your last hope, really.
No.
Can the police take Janice away?
Well, of course they can, which is what I must prevent at all costs.
That's me. You should have taken her away yourself long ago.
Yes, well, I know that, Walter. We've discussed that many times, Walter, and it's a closed subject.
I think I'll go up Shawcross Street. I saw a card in a window.
Oh,
Yes, bed and breakfast.
I have thought of murder, you know. Either one or both of you. Except I've not done it because I'd lose Janice. And I'll not get away with it because I'm not sufficiently cunning. I can't think how to dispose of you.
Well, you could slide me into the oven with the French crusties.
That's not funny.
Oh, shut up, Harold Coop. Show some mercy for a change.
Mercy? Oh, my God.
It's those spasms. See what you've done again.
Well, I've thrown him out, haven't I? I've done what you wanted.
What about the doctor, love? Shall Harold fetch Dr. Hassan?
No, I'll have a green tablet in 10 minutes.
Oh, all right. You're an unsung saint, that's what you are.
It's still not too late, Rosemarina.
Oh, Harold. Why are men so stupid?
Come on, Chuck. Head up.
No? What are you doing?
Now keep still.
Oh, what are you doing?
I said keep still.
Eh? Oh, there's no time for messing and mulking like that.
You can be
What
so
are you doing?
streperous when you want to be.
Give up!
Now.
What are you doing?
What do you think?
Oh, it's lovely. It's just right.
Right! For what?
Now put these on.
What?
Your mother's old glasses.
I'm not putting them on. Vera, I said no.
Now, get up and have a look.
Come on. Come on, Harold. Oh, is he all right, Vera?
He's all right, love.
I can't see a thing. I don't care what you say, come what may, I will not wear another person's glass, especially your mother's.
Tell him not to say that, Vera.
Do you think your father was killed by a female vampire, and if so, who was it?
Harold, it's time such light remarks were put a stop to. And if you don't dress up in these glasses and wear that jacket I bought at the jumble sale, you won't be able to look like somebody else, will you?
Somebody else?
Your cousin from London.
Oh, I haven't got a cousin from London.
Oh, yes, you have, Harold.
You both know since the Spanish holiday tragedy, my one cousin's Maury in Fleetwood.
Harold, don't bring all that back.
It's all right, love. Que sera, sera. It's just that Harold pretends not to know just what Mr. Pengelly's departure involves.
Eh?
Well, Janice can be on her own. And because we've got a spare room at long last, me and you can get married.
Oh, look what you've done at her now.
She's weeping from happiness, aren't you, love?
I am, yes.
I don't believe it.
You wouldn't take me outside wedlock, Harold. So what alternative has that left us?
I can't breathe, Vera.
You did know what it meant when you sent old Walter packing?
No.
You did now. Come on, you know you'll make a lovely couple.
I believe in my vows.
Of course you do. So we'll just put these on and walk round the corner to buy some toffees, because me and Rose Marina just fancy one. And then we'll go up to St Mark's and see if we can find the vicar.
It's a good fit, Danny.
It is. So he must really think of it as his own. He mustn't keep glancing at himself in shop windows.
True. You might think on that, Danny.
Actually, I feel ridiculous.
Well, you don't look it. In any case, you know what headquarters have said. Get a man in closer. If these drug dealers are using one of the houses in Fairclough Street, it means they can observe us while we observe the pickle factory. No wonder there's a stalemate.
If they're using the houses.
So get a man in closer. There's 3 houses boarded up, 2 still occupied and 2 with squatters. Now, those are the ones. What squatters? Who are they? Do they have local accents or not? You'll soon sniff it out.
I'm going to sing the story today. It's about a baby duck who thought he was ugly,
Hello, Janice.
turned out to be
Hello, love.
something else.
How are you?
There once was an ugly duckling with feathers
Well, you see, it's me legs, the bad again.
and all other birds in
What, the
song.
police lady lie?
Get out.
I'm sure she'll understand it was just one of them daft moments.
Get out. Get out.
Don't you talk, love?
Get out of town.
Dennis, why don't you speak to me?
Where's my dad?
He went out the interfering. Brought me these toffees first.
Where've they gone?
Don't you stare at me like that! Janice, what is that for?
Where's Mr. Pengelly?
Janice, now look, come here. Oh dear, look, when you're grown up, life, it won't seem like it does today. Your body won't seem like it does. Oh, you're only a child. The way you see people now, they won't look like that anymore.
Where's Mr. Pengelly?
I mean, for one thing, you'll have another notion of love.
Where is he?
Your dad threw him out. Now, look, Janice, wait a minute. It's all right. He's got somewhere to go. Shawcross Street. People like that, they always have... Janet, will you come back?
Come back! Come back, you little beggar! Come back!
Knickers? Laundrette? It's that Janice Coop again. Thank you very much indeed.
Well, how do I look, my darling?
Where are you?
Harold? Or should I have organza?
Organza?
Don't repeat everything, Chuck. This is the happiest day of our lives.
Stop sniffling, Mrs. Coop. This is a very serious matter. Now, why did your husband ask Mr. Pengelly to leave? Think carefully. Tell me the truth. Have you any reason whatsoever to suspect Pengelly's intentions towards Janice?
It's only this spaceship nonsense.
Did she give Pengelly your sister's brassiere? Have you ever seen Pengelly touch her? Janice ran straight out and stole again. Does she know where to find Pengelly?
Look, it's no use asking me. I enjoy very bad health. All I want's our future happiness.
Mrs. Coop.
Are you a mother?
No.
Well, then how can you possibly know?
Where is Walter Pengelly?
Shawcross Street.
That's next to where the spaceship lands, Mum. I mean, in the park.
What can I do with this lot? It won't work, you know. You won't bring your dad to his senses. You'll just make the whole world think you're balmy.
They won't.
They will. Look what's happened so far. All that's happened so far is that I've got thrown out of my digs.
But will the others come?
Others? What others?
The security patrol. You have seen them, haven't you?
Yes, they have been seen.
Shining bright.
Yes,
Like knights in armour.
yes. Hang on.
What?
Rhea.
Who?
Into Shawcross Street Security.
I didn't expect to see you here, Joseph.
All our lads are at the pickle factory. That's them, eh? You reckon this Pengelly's a transvestite?
I don't reckon anything yet, Joseph.
Hang on.
Alter Pengelly. Eh?
I must ask you to accompany us to the police station.
What for?
What's in the carrier?
Carrier?
You are the receiver of these goods which I have reason to believe may be stolen. You're not obliged to say anything unless you wish to do so, but anything you say may be put in writing and given in evidence. What do you say?
Nothing. I'm not saying nothing at all.
Intergalactic, my eye.
Come on.
Well done, Danny. So far, so good. Were you followed?
You?
No.
Think I might have been.
Oh, for pity's sake, Danny.
It's that kid.
Not that one.
She hasn't taken her eyes off me for 10 minutes.
I don't wonder.
Eh?
Well, look at it.
It's the head of an antelope.
I can see that, Danny.
Somebody gave it for the jumble sale.
Well, what about the squatters?
They wouldn't even come to the door.
How do you mean?
I tried shouting through the letterbox.
Hmm.
It's all right, I said. I'm the Reverend Fitzgibbon from Holy Trinity.
Fitzgibbon?
The first name that entered my head.
Could they have sent that kid after you?
Just what I was thinking myself.
Right, let's see what happens if I move away.
Can I ask you a question?
What?
Do drivers of spaceships go to hell?
Eh?
If they do bad things.
Yes, I think they do.
Can you get God to help him?
I can try.
Can you help me?
What's your name?
Janice.
sure you can be helped, Janice. Where'd you live? This is a stuffed antelope head.
Do you believe in killing animals?
It's for a jumble sale.
Me Auntie Vera bought a jacket at a jumbo sale.
Did she?
For me dad.
Very nice.
It's for when he marries her.
Good.
No, it ain't.
Oh?
It's bad.
How's that?
He'll have 2 wives then, won't he?
Huh?
Well, me mam and stinking Auntie Vera.
Why are you telling me all this, Janice?
You're a vicar. You can make God stop him without me telling police.
Well, actually, if I were talking to God, I mean, if it was someone more important than you, and I knew that he could see right inside me, do you know what I mean?
I think so, just about.
Well, then what I'd have to say is that I did love Harold. I did. Do you know, I were always the one that suffered from me mum and Alvira, even though I were the oldest. And I just couldn't wait to get away. I couldn't wait to get married. I really couldn't. So much so that when Harold had taken me to the Empress Ballroom, well, I let him have his way with me. In those days, you see, there were dozens after me, I can tell you. And unfortunately, I got pregnant. And it were Harold. Well, not unfortunately, because I loved him. But you see, we had to get married. Well, not that we didn't want to. You know, we had a lovely time in Morecambe on our honeymoon. We did, we really did. What with one thing and the other, we were blissful. We were like 2 little birds in a cage. And then I had Janice and... Do you know Dr. Hassan?
Dr. Hassan?
Yes, at Woodland Grove. Well, not there's the tree in sight. What were I saying?
Dr. Hassan.
Oh, well... Do you know what he said? That what happened to me was the worst ever in his constituency.
Practice.
Yes, that's what I mean. Anyway, after it were all over, I mean... Oh, it's not just the mess I'm in, but... You know, what with me insides and my legs and my weight problem and this craving for toffees. It was the... After I'd had Janice lie with it, I just didn't love Harold. Oh, I did love him, but... I didn't want to touch him. Or him touch me. Oh, you're a woman, you must know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
Oh, well, it's very difficult, that kind of thing. I mean, I felt love for Harold. But you see, it were like a gassy cloud in the room. So, what I suggested was, well, what I thought, especially after me mum had died, that if Harold wants to pursue that side of life with Alvira, well, then why doesn't he? And we can all live happily ever after. I mean, women have that kind of love, you know. I do. I have that kind of love for Harold and Alvira. She does. She has that kind of love for me. But men are so bloody proud, aren't they? Piddling little fools, actually. Do you know, Vera's a very romantic girl. Harold could do what he liked to. She'd take it in wonderful spirit. Do you know what I mean?
I think so.
Well, then you'll know love is a coward. That's what he is. That's what's caused all this. That's what's ruined our Janice and brought us all to this ridiculous pass. I mean, if Vera and I can make chronic sacrifices, well, why can't Harold?
Why should I? Why should I do what they want? Bitches on bitches.
Who?
Vera and her mother.
Her mother's dead.
Are you sure?
Eh?
Oh, well, yes, well, I mean, I know she's dead. Countess Dracula. She was the one who... She hated our wonderful happiness. I mean, we'd have had an all day at the cricket with sandwiches, would Janice and Rosemarina and me. And Rosemarina wasn't ill then, you know. All this is... This is psychosomatic, deliberate malign influence, this is. Up until 2 years ago, Rosemarina were as sound as a bell. And I'd come home at 3 o'clock in the morning, and she'd throw her arms round me and she wouldn't half ring, I can tell you. And our Janice laughing away at her hopscotch.
At 3 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah?
I'm sorry.
Well, honestly, ours were a perfect marriage. And then Rosemarina's mother got ill and they blamed her for it. And they blamed Rosemarina for that Vera not getting a man of her own. And once it got guilt going, that were it. She put weight on, same as one of them big Russian hammer throwers. And then her mother died. And Rosemarina's legs gave out. And then she... I can talk about this man-to-man, can I?
You can, Harold. Man-to-man.
Because, I mean, I've not talked about this before. Not even Walter Bengali. Well, not in so many words. She went off me. Do you understand? Nothing. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Has that ever happened to you, has it?
Yeah.
It hasn't, has it?
Did you ever consider divorce?
Huh?
Marriage guidance?
Be daft.
Psychiatry?
You don't need that sort of help.
So you stayed because of Janice?
And Rosemarina. She's in Vera's power. I mean, what I think is that if I hold on just now, and I get our Janice happy, and then on the basis of that I can turn my attention to Rosemarina. See, I can fight back. Do you see what I mean? So, Janice's trouble were, she had nobody else to turn to, except Walter Pengelly, you see, and I have my doubts about him. He's seen spaceships. He's seen silver men and all that. He needs help, does Walter?
Did you tell the vicar of St. Mark's you were your own cousin?
Yes.
Why?
So he'd read the banns for me and Vera.
Did you sign a form to say you were free to marry?
No. Next week, he said.
Then you're free to go, Mr. Coop. Huh? No offence has been committed.
Oh, well, it'll not happen now, of course, but, she booked photos, reception. As it is, she'll slaughter me.
Who?
Vera.
Well, all I can tell you is I know what they've all said. And what they've said isn't the truth, because actually, Harold and me have had what I would call one of those red-hot doomed love affairs for the past 15 years. Well, what was wrong was that I was under the age, and he's very passionate, is Harold. So he sought relief, as you might say, in a temporary whatnot with Rosemarina. Now, did she get pregnant on purpose, or did she not? Well, I don't know, and I never asked my mother's opinion because I was under the age and I daren't confide. But of course, as soon as she got Harold, Rosemarina didn't want him. And that led to the setting in of these physical complications. So, what I've tried to do is to put my own feelings aside and tried to... I mean, I must admit to you now, I like the cruel side of Harold's nature. And if Rosemarina's no good to him, well, why shouldn't I? Oh, but there you are, you see, they're so respectable. And as for the groceries, and as for washing Pengelly's sheets, and as for the... I don't know what I'm talking about, actually. I don't know if we both love him or not. I don't know what to think. Well, I suppose what we should have all thought of is Janice.
I suppose it is.
I hate her, you see. I've even tried waking her up by sticking pins in her. Can you believe that? Well, I think it's because I wish she were mine.
Where's me dad?
He's gone to work.
He won't be locked up, will he?
No.
What about me?
Well, I will talk to a social worker, and then to your teachers, and maybe a doctor, and then I'll talk to you and your mum and dad, and then I'll decide.
Will you bring the drink with you?
Families, what a nightmare. Did anyone ring my husband?
I did, actually.
Thanks.
Not at all.
My word, Roland, that limp does look bad.
Hi, Mum. She sold me a body swerve.
Good night, Mum. Good night, gents.
Hang on. Where are you taking that antelope?
Well, I thought I would hang it on the front room wall.
You'll hand it over via me to the Holy Trinity Church Jumble.
Oh, come on.
I have worries about you, Danny, I really do.
Hello. Janice, isn't it? Remember me?
You weren't a real vicar at all, were you?
No. I was a copper.
What happened to Mr. Pengelly?
Who?
Mr. Pengelly received stolen goods, Janice.
Just put them into his hands.
He has no work and no fixed address. He's been charged and kept in the cells.
Your mother's waiting, Janice. Time to go.
He will come, you know.
Who will?
Oscar.
Who?
Intergalactic Security Patrol.
Oh.
Space Commander.
Oh.
What does he look like?
He wears a silver suit, doesn't he, Janice?
Yes, like a knight.
Heck. What do you reckon he'll do?
Oh, that's easy. He'll bring out his time guns and he'll obliterate Hartley.
Eh?
'Cause we don't tell the truth, and we've forgotten God.
Next on Drama, we catch up with London's finest police. The good folk of Sunhill are on the beat. In the bill.
All right. When we go, straight inside, hit that glass.
Don't go getting nervous on us, Boyle.
Watch it.
I am watching. I've been watching your hands.
What the hell are we waiting for? 4 customers in the bank. Too many. If we're gonna do it, let's do it.
You need a holiday. You need some sunshine. This work's getting you down.
You're so clever, aren't you? But I'll have the last word with you, Boyle. Shut it!
All right, we'll go with 4.
Yeah.
You take that glass, and then you keep your finger off that trigger before you blow us all away.
He's dead! Everyone cover your eyes! Do it! You, open this! Lady, you've got 2 seconds! Back where I can see you! Move! Cover your eyes! Shift it! We go out! Anyone who follows is dead! Even if how long when we go out, we come back in again! That's my promise, and you better believe it! Out! Out!
Harley to all patrols. Urgent to all patrols. Robbery. North Britain Bank, High Street, Harley. Time 10:07 hours. 3 men, no descriptions yet, in brown Jaguar. Registration number believed to be...
Inspector to Hartley.
Yes, ma'am.
My position, George. Southwood Road, cutting across to Penworth Vale.
Understood, ma'am. Registration number. Bravo Juliet Alpha 832.
Inspector to Hartley. Inspector to Hartley.
Hartley.
Brown Jaguar, high speed, Penworth Vale Road. Can't catch it. Inform headquarters, traffic. Checkpoint and fast. Checkpoint beyond Tolmer. They're headed for the motorway.
Headquarters being informed now, Mum.
If they're playing billiards, get them down here, all right?
George, is there a road across to Penworth Vale? I'm on, Haycott Moor Road.
No, I'm not north of Tolman.
Get a car down to Penworth Vale.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to the bank.
Understood. Out. Hartley to 6659.
6659, Sarge.
Instructions from Juliet Bravo. Get to Penworth Vale Road. Brown Jaguar travelling south towards motorway. Get after them and make sure they don't backtrack either.
Hartley to Inspector.
Yes, George?
2 headquarters traffic cars proceeding checkpoint, junction 16, motorway.
Maybe we got 'em, George.
Maybe we do, Mum. Hartley out.
2 at 5 feet 10 and 1 at 6 foot.
Yes.
Accents?
Only one spoke. Touch of Liverpool. I'd say Liverpool, you know. He was the one told us to cover our eyes.
Thanks very much, that's fine, love.
It could have been worse. About 9,500.
Any serial numbers?
The £50 notes, £2,500 worth. New notes, we do have numbers.
Oh, good. Oh, sir.
Checkpoint's on junction 16, motorway. Should be hitting it now.
Right. A couple of the old ones are in shock. Maybe a doctor
I'll
will...
talk to him. How much?
9,500.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Detective Chief Inspector Perrin. We have to ask all of you certain questions, and now. The manager, I'm sure, will make phones available for those who wish to use them. Could somebody make tea for the old folk here?
Yeah, I will.
We're going to need all of you for at least half an hour.
Mr. Bayliss.
Wish I could say good morning. This isn't Hartley style, is it? Bit of history. Never been a bank robbery before.
Is the 9,500 a firm figure, Mr. Bayliss?
That looks like. It's the disbursements to the tills. Oh, and we've got a few numbers for you.
Have we got them contained, sir?
Headquarters may let them through Tolmer. Block the motorway, then block Tolmer. They have 4 mobiles within a 10-minute area.
Have they been spotted?
By you, apparently. All in gloves.
Yes, sir. Oh, barring the one who took him off to grab the money while the others covered him.
It was a shotgun and 1 pistol,
Inspector
right?
Hartley.
Right, they poured in through the door and then smashed the panel.
What news of the checkpoint?
Negative, Mum. Nothing so far.
Did you get a car north down Penworth Vale towards Tolmer?
Mum, HQ routed our car direct to motorway.
Message received. Out.
Lass, come to the back, will you? Quite a major incident for my first contact with your section.
Yes, sir.
Your section, my CID.
Yes, sir.
I understand you have CID background.
Yes, sir.
So will you keep it well under rein? One of the banes of an existence like mine has got to be the section inspector with the Serrano de Bergerac nose.
I'm not sure what you mean, sir.
I mean, keep your nose out, lass.
Now, just a minute, sir.
Don't just a minute me. And I'm not going to split hairs with you.
With respect, sir, there's nothing to split hairs about. This is my section. I am involved. Inspector to Hartley.
Hartley.
Still no sighting.
Negative, Mum.
Have you got a Panda car?
Sparks has just come in, back from 2 area. Browning's in.
Right, tell Sparks and Browning to get that Panda up to junction Headley Rise and Penworth Vale. Set up a checkpoint. Stop and search all cars, vans moving north.
At your rotten speed! We're away! Oh, I'm feeling sick.
I don't know why we brought in garbage like you. First shaking and falling around like autumn leaves. Now you're car sick.
Would you slow this motor? I'll break your neck.
We're here.
You hear that, stupid? We're here.
About time.
Shut it.
You did something very irritating at the bank. You walked out on me in mid-sentence. You delivered some defiant phrase, lass, and then you walked out.
I'd rather you didn't address me as lass, sir.
So you're looking for some kind of confrontation with me?
No, sir. But there seems to be some confusion about responsibilities. This is my section. I am involved in this incident, and unless directed otherwise by a senior officer, I intend to maintain my involvement.
If you and your activities in any way come into conflict with my conduct of this robbery investigation, I'll see you made to feel very sorry for yourself.
I and my men will cooperate fully with you, sir.
Is that sarcasm, lass? Inspector?
Absolutely not. All right, sir. Can I start over again? I have sectional responsibility. I would like to cooperate fully with you. How can I and my men assist you?
How many uniform can you muster? How many can you expect to work double shift?
Inspector Longton? Hello? Oh, it's you.
I want to see you.
I'm sorry, John. That's not possible at the moment. I'm right up to my neck.
Well, I've got to talk to you. When can I phone you to speak to you for 3 minutes?
1 o'clock?
Right. Bye.
Yeah, we've only just arrived. Not much traffic around. Seems to
Joe,
be really
a
popular
word
with
with
tractors
you.
and
You
sheep.
can pass it on to George as
Anyway,
well.
John Browning.
Think about who's in my office before you put through a personal call.
Repeat,
Yes?
John Browning is...
Yes, I'm sorry, ma'am.
Sergeant Paddy,
First bank robbery in my career, me lecturing a class of school kids on a day in my working life.
You better get a better alibi than that, Bri. We all know you did it.
No, I'm innocent, Sarge.
Yeah, well, while you're proving it, you better keep on your toes. As aggro about the first appearance of our new DCI Perrin.
What's the aggro?
Giving her hell. Now she's in a temper with him, we won't get a look in on this job.
DS Maltby to Hartley.
You never know, though. CID seem to have lost the beggars. No doubt they'll expect us to find them.
Right, job for you, Sarge. The likelihood is they're out of the county, villains, but they've run to earth. In open country, open moorland, so we'll get them. And when we've got them, I want to have their background. Yes, bring me back.
Come
in.
Dick Mop just came through, sir. They're not between Tommer and the motorway.
Thank you, John.
They switched cars and came back to town?
When you spotted them, they were heading for Tolmer, so they went through there.
Does that follow, sir?
There are a dozen roads off Lower Penworth Vale beyond Tolmer. There are no roads off Penworth Vale coming back to town. The professionals, they know we can't block a dozen roads in minutes.
What of the clever, inspired amateurs, sir?
Oh, come on, Pringo. Shut it.
Gringo.
Yeah. Start counting the money out.
Hold on a minute. I thought I was doing that.
Shut it.
What about the van?
What about the van? 10 times went over the plans and you still haven't got it. How many other questions you want to ask that we've answered a dozen times before?
Shut your mouth.
You shut your mouth. Count that money out, eh?
Hartley.
Mr. Pelling, bloke from post office, says no Jaguar came through Tolmer. Witness was keeping a close eye on the street, parking problems, expecting deliverers. Witness definite. Jaguar did not come through Tolmer.
You sure? Right. Some shopkeeper in Tolmer says definitely no Jaguar went through. He had his eye on the street waiting deliveries.
They're backtracked.
I don't know.
They ran from Hartley, switched transport and ran back to Hartley.
No, too risky.
You know, I put Sparks and Browning to set up a checkpoint here. If they're backtracked, they'll have hit the checkpoint.
You did what?
Well, as I left the bank, I thought better get South Road from Hartley covered quick.
What the hell's going on here? And what else have you ruddy well done? Robbery at the North Britain Bank, 10:07. We know that 3 men switched a stolen Jaguar for a smaller vehicle, a saloon car or light van. This looks like a professional team. They may even have made a further switch. Now, we have to search along Penworth Vale Road on both sides south of Hartley, all the moorland around here. Our first search will be along a band 2 miles into the moors either side of the road. These people are armed. They have a shotgun and a handgun. Possibly the third man is armed. You make no approaches to any suspicious persons. You report and await assistance.
Firearms officer, sir?
Yes, there are 5 on the way.
6 mobiles, sir, and 2 motorcycles, and Mr. Jenkinson's on the phone for you.
Right. Sergeant Beck.
Right, Arthur, Fred, Jack. Area cars, Penworth Vale and Mill End Lane.
I'll come back to division. Get on the CIS, see what the computer comes up with. More traffic cars. 3. Right, I'm on my way. If the chief super contacts here, tell him I'm off back to division. I'll see him there.
Right, sir.
If you have any ideas, I'd like to be informed. Preferably before you do anything.
Right, sir.
Hey. Here. You.
Why don't you get a paraffin heater? I'm frozen solid.
No poor dear thing. Never heard about gas in mines, I suppose.
Those garbage like you is used to crawling around freezing filthy mines.
Listen, pet. 48 hours and you'll be out of here, see? Mallorca, Madeira, you like that? The boiling sun beating down on your repulsive body.
What else you got in there?
Well, there's today's papers, some playing cards, carton of milk, Bread, butter, sugar, flasks of tea and soup, some reading material. You know, big books without pictures for Vic and me, and a copy of Tit-Bits for you.
Oh, very funny.
Yeah. 2 transistors.
Oh, here, give us one of them.
Though I regret to tell you, pal, you can't use that down here, see? You've got to go somewhere else for your woman's hour.
Where are you going?
There's no
Down
radio.
here, I suppose you're supposed to stay.
It's the radio. Get him to go out of his sight.
I've told you about that. Once I go back to town, about an hour at the most.
Well, I'll be blowed. I'll be double blowed. Come on, Bessie.
Brother Jack? Yeah, is that you, Brother Jack? Yeah, Brother William Minty speaking. Yeah, get Brothers Henry Jones and Ted Mead over to Crown and Eagle. We're to form a committee. Yeah, well, as I predicted years ago, it's happened. The outrage has happened.
Good morning, sir.
What's the matter, officer?
Won't keep you a moment. Rear door's locked?
I don't think so, no.
OK, move along now, sir.
Was it rustlers? I heard that some of the sheep were stolen off the moors, like.
Thank you, sir. You just move along.
Look, I'm terribly busy. For you to just walk in, there's been a bank robbery.
Ah, heard. Come on, Kate, you're always terribly busy. You said 3 minutes on the phone at 1 o'clock. Well, it's 1 o'clock I'm here, so
All
what's
right,
the difference?
all right, I'm listening.
Okay. I'll be brief. There's a friend in town, an old man. An old mate of my father's. He's an Indian. He's made a lot of money in the construction business over here, and now he wants to go back to India and set up a charitable trust. And he wants me to help run it. To travel 6 months round India with him. Starting, well, in a matter of days. So, well, I think I want to go to India.
Just like that?
No, not just like that. I heard about it yesterday lunchtime, and I've spent 24 hours thinking about it.
Did you work out how I was supposed to react?
Come on, Kate. That's why I'm here, isn't it?
Sounds like you're telling me you're off. Come in, please. Yes, George?
Mrs. Joan Ellis, one of the bank clerks. She thinks she's remembered something about the villains. I've put her in the interview room.
Right. Are we going to discuss this further?
Yeah, of course.
Well, it can't be now.
All right.
Ring me later.
Yeah.
Come on, gotta go. Mrs. Ellis, I'm Inspector Longton.
Oh, hello.
I believe you have something to tell us about the robbery.
Well, it was the young man, the policeman. He said that any details we could remember about the three men, you know, appearances and that.
Yes.
Well, I don't know if this is going to sound silly.
Mrs. Ellis, anything you've recollected?
Well, two of them had gloves on.
Yes.
It was the third one, the one who collected the money.
Yes.
His hands were dirty. He had very dirty hands. I mean, I feel silly saying this.
Don't feel that. You mean they were muddy?
No, not mud. Not mud colour. Sort of black. Like he'd been painting with black paint and hadn't got it properly off his hands.
Could it have been paint?
I don't know. I don't know what it was.
Well, thank you for coming in, Mrs. Ellis. We'll certainly follow that up.
I'll put the kettle on while it's quiet.
Yeah, good idea, and get the biscuits out. I'm a bit pecky.
When the boss comes out, remind her to phone Mr. Perrin.
Don't think she's likely to forget.
Oh, when the course of true love doesn't run smooth.
Get off and make the tea. You're sounding like a novelette. What's that about true love?
Thanks for seeing me, Inspector.
Thank you. You've been very helpful.
Oh, good. Well, good afternoon.
Afternoon. Right, Joe.
Mr. Perrin, I'll get him for you.
Please. Chief Inspector Perrin?
Yes, Inspector Longton, listen carefully, please. Crime Intelligence has come up with two possibilities.
Yes, sir.
One team operates out of Liverpool. Woolmer, Goring, Harkness. Fits a description of 2 at 5 feet 10, 1 over 6 feet.
Promising.
Just a minute. Now the second team, Davis, Knight, Paul Pringle. 2 at 6 feet, 1 just under. Now they've done a bank in Derby, or suspicion of. Lifted, but insufficient evidence. Anyhow, we'll go to addresses, see if either lot are about.
Yes, sir.
Now, I'll come via Hartley with photos. Have you been able to get any other reserve?
Sir, you've got everybody. There's something else, sir. Mrs. Ellis, a bank clerk from the North Britain Bank, came by. A detail for what it's worth. The villain collecting the money, she says his hands were black.
Black?
Dirty. Filthy, she said. Black's the operative word, not mud-coloured.
Right. You'll be there?
Yes, sir.
Looks like you'll be having to organise refreshments for 25 to 30.
Oh, I'll get my pinafore on.
Don't assume, Inspector, I'm a ready audience for your wit.
Right, I'll bear that in mind, Detective Chief Inspector.
Black hands.
What's this? I got my dairy to look after. What's so urgent?
Sit down, brother, because when you hear the shot, likely you'll be fainting.
What is it?
It's wicked news, Jonesy. Look, we'll have a drink first. It'll be a long meeting to plan strategy.
Strategy? What do you mean, strategy?
Well, I'm convening a meeting.
Oh, come on, Bill. It's 5 years since last of us took a miner's wages.
Aye, because of them swine. Here, have a drink, brother.
Away with that. You know I don't drink no more, Bill.
On a point of order, Brother Jones, brothers of the movement address each other as brothers and not by Christian names.
Oh, never mind him. We got a quorum.
My God, what is this?
Look, Brother Ted, you are chairman, and have some water with your scotch.
Right. Look, if this is a meeting, why the drinks?
Why not?
I'll tell you why not. 5 years ago, when we were miners, you always brought a bottle of scotch to committee. And then you drank too much of it. And then you always started a punch-up.
Out of order, brother.
What do you want?
They've done it to us, brothers. We have finally been well and truly done.
Done what?
5 years back, all of us, all working out to our retirement at Windreth Top Mine, eh? Now, all right, them seams were thin, but we knew we were coiling through to Area 4, and we knew there were ruddy fine coiling there. And then that capitalist mining company, they lies to our face, says they've done their geologicals, and there's note a good coil. Lies. Now, you and I know well, brothers, why they closed down Windreth Top. It were because they couldn't handle us. Pass me another scotch. Thank you, Jonesy.
brother.
Yeah, brother. Now, they called me, brother, a professional troublemaker and a Bolshevik, and that is a quote. Now, they dubbed us, all of us, commies. And the way they dealt with that were to shut that pit down from under us.
So what?
So what? So they lied. Here. This morning, I saw a maintenance team at Windruth Top. They're back. Now they've got rid of us, and they're going to put Windruth Top back on stream.
Maintenance team?
Yes.
Maintenance on what? When they close a pit nowadays, they can't reopen it.
Of course they can't. That's another of their lies you've fallen for.
All right, all right. What team? Describe what they were doing.
Look, in the memory of all the good men who lost their jobs. Now, what, brothers, are we going to do about capitalists and their rotten treachery in closing down that mine and now reopen it, eh?
4 routes out of Hartley if they didn't get south of Tolmer. They're contained. Time's still on our side.
All right, all of you, I want you to look at these. CIS suggests these as prospects. Team 1, Woolmer, Goring, Harkness. Team 2, Davis, Knight, Pringle.
Gentlemen, bang down your tees fast, please. Let's get back on the search.
We're doing all right on manning, sir. Looks like we're well covered to finish the moors.
Right.
Sir?
I've seen him.
Where and when?
At Inspector Longton's checkpoint, she asked me and John to set up.
Time?
11:30. He was in a van, yellow Ford Transit.
Registration?
I don't know, sir.
You don't know the registration number? What kind of copper do you think you are?
I'm sorry, sir.
You searched it?
Oh, yeah. On the moped in the back, nothing else.
Right. Dig.
Sir?
Circulate descriptions of these 3.
Yes, sir.
Right. Where are they? How far did they get before your officer saw Knight?
45 minutes. Let's say 20 minutes out to some refuge, 5 minutes stop, and 20 minutes back to here, the Donny's checkpoint.
They could have got across the moors quite a ways to Great Darnley.
Or Limgill Bottoms.
Great Darnley, house-to-house search, checkpoints either end.
Right, tease over, lads. Great Darnley.
I'll go over to Limgill Bottoms. Phone Dave Pauly, tell him I'm coming. Come on, move!
I am the man, the very fat man that waters the workers' beer. Can we get on with
3 pints. And a large scotch.
Not for him, another large scotch.
Oh, come on. Us lot kept this pub going for 40 years. You and your dad before you.
That Minty has enough taken.
He'll be very pleased to hear that.
Call to order, brothers. All right, brothers. Now, what are we going to make of this issue, eh? What action? Who do we see?
Let's make an agenda.
Yeah. Where's Miss Scotch?
He says he won't serve you.
Won't serve me?
No.
We'll see about won't serve me, eh? Scotch, double, and make it sharp.
No.
Oh. Oh. All right. I'll have a hot pie instead.
All right, which one?
Oh, the whole ruddy lot.
George, can you get me Mr. Perrin?
Divisional HQ came through to contact him. He's off air at Limgill Bottom. I'll try again.
Thanks.
Oh, and Kelleher's brought in a drunken disorderly. The Auckland Food Cabinet at the Crown and Eagle. William Minty. He's an old man, Ma'am. He's getting stuffy by the minute. Might be best if you spoke to him.
In the cells?
Yes.
Bring him along to the interview room. I thought you'd like a strong coffee, Mr. Minty.
Oh, God. Who are you?
I'm Inspector Longton.
Inspector. 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 Oh, what do you want?
What I want is your version of what happened at the Crown and Eagle public bar.
Why?
There's a matter of a heated food display case. Landlord said it's wrecked. Said it's near new and he paid £150 for it.
His father were a rotten villain and all.
How did the food tray come to get smashed?
I don't know.
He says you picked it up and threw it on the floor.
I picked it up and threw it on the floor. Hey. Do you know why his father left mining and went into the pub?
No.
Because he were a boss's lackey. General strike. Brothers starving to death round here. And Mr. Crown and Eagle the First takes himself over to Lord Gorton's mines at Fulton Lacey, and he's down there, with all t'other traitors, working on quiet. Traitor to the cause.
Drink the coffee, Mr. Minton.
Well, I'm not finished with rotten traitors. It's not just a food display cabinet that I'll be dropping on mining company. Windruff Top is going to be a lie that they paid dearly for. Opening it up again.
What do you mean? Windruff Top, opening it up?
You're the mine girl, the mine.
I know it's a mine.
Look, there's maintenance people down there sneaking about. I see them with my own eyes this morning.
Mr. Minton,
Hey,
what did you see at Windruff Mine this morning?
Mum,
Yes, Joe?
do you mind telling me what we're up to?
Bear with me, Joe.
Safe optimum speed on a track like this. Got to be nearer 40 than 60.
That bank lady, Mrs. Ellis, black hands, she said. Not paint, not mud.
Well?
Coal. Coal dust. Out, Joe.
It's disused, you know.
Maybe by the company, maybe not by a team of robbers.
I think you ought to tell Mr. Perry, Mum.
We'll look first. We'll work round that way. If we spot anything, we'll beat a retreat, okay?
If you say so, Mum.
Ready?
Great. Any bread?
In the carry bag. So, you know, Pringle, if it wasn't for you, I might actually be enjoying this. I used to be a Boy Scout, you know.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It's just like camp, without the lousy rain.
There, you put too much salt in it, you daft, stupid manners idiot.
Oh, dear. Too much salt in yours, is there, dear? Try some of mine.
Oh! Say one word and you're dead. And you're all! Right. You rubbish! I'm off. I've had as much of both of you as I can stand. You try and follow me and you're dead!
Inspector to Hartley.
Hartley receiving, Mum.
Windrith Top, coal mine on the moors. Assistance required, urgent. Joe? What? Oh!
Down!
Sir?
Quiet.
Go.
Pull it! Give me the gun. All right, drop that gun! Drop it! I'll kill you. Drop those bags. Come on. Up against that wall.
How the hell did you get here?
3 years in CID, sir.
Is that supposed to be an answer to my question? Like you, Inspector, I also have to write a report, and I should include some of my reactions. Found your whole attitude questionable.
I find your attitude unfair, sir.
Stop there, Inspector Longton. I don't want to hear more from you. The next time I walk into this section, you better have your ideas well sorted out.
Joe?
Too late, lad. You missed it. Okay, wait there. He's on it, sir. I think so.
Feel a bit extraneous around here. Driver's back, would you?
Right, Mum.
I should have told him. What with my new judo classes, the next time he jumps me, he'll likely end up down a mine shaft.
No, you don't want to warn him, Mum. That's what judo's about. The element of surprise.
Right, Joe.
Mum, are you in a position to receive a personal phone call?
Who is it, George?
Mr. Holt.
Hello?
Kate,
Yes?
I'm ringing to apologise.
Hmm.
Hi, Kate. Are you angry with me?
Well,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I upset you. I had to tell you, though.
you're the second male beast I've had dealings with today. The other didn't apologize.
Well?
Crown, 10 minutes.
Yeah, I'll be waiting.
If you're lucky, I'll buy you an Indian meal, get you in the right mood for your trip.
Right.
Did you say something?
No.
You weren't thinking of leaving these bikes here?
No, we're going to take them into the court with us.
You can read, presumably.
You're a magistrate, are you then?
Don't let them be here when I get back, will you? Unless you want booking.
Morning, Inspector.
bunch of boys, aren't they?
Hey, Roy.
Quiet in court. Is your name Roy Brown?
Yeah,
How old are you?
19.
Is your address 45 Waterloo House, Hartley?
Yeah.
You're charged that at Hartley, on Monday, September the 14th, you were guilty of burglary in a certain dwelling house situated at 76 Dawson Terrace, in that you enter the premises as a trespasser with intent to commit an offence of stealing therein.
The prosecution would like to ask for a remand in custody of this case, Your Worships, to enable the police to complete their inquiries.
Is there an application for bail?
Your Worships, I would like to make application for bail to be granted to the defendant. His parents have offered to act as surety for him.
In view of the seriousness of the case and the likelihood of the defendant failing to surrender to custody, the police would ask that bail not be granted in this case, Your Worships.
Bail will not be granted in this case.
Come on, court.
And if there is any more of that, the bench will retire and have the court cleared. Roy Brown, you will be remanded in custody for 8 days pending further police inquiries. Take him down.
Oh, no. Thanks for laying on the transport, Joseph.
Right.
Oh, and Joseph, when David gets back with my car, make sure he returns the keys.
Right, ma'am. Ma'am, can I have the keys to the area car in case somebody else wants to use it?
Sorry.
Thank you.
Policewoman's car.
Yeah.
You didn't.
Hey.
Superb. You must have brain damage. Got from the fuzzy's transport.
She gave me a gross, she got some back.
Hi.
Been having a good cry, haven't you? I'll come and see you, Roy.
You do us a favour, Dean?
Anytime, love, you know that.
I want to go and see Roy. Will you give us a lift over to the mansion?
Make it worth me while, will you?
Will you? Well, I'll cut off at the pet shop.
Sorry, Ollie. Only I've got this important bit of business on, you know.
What, all flaming week? We'll stick you in your rotten bike, then.
You know, Dino, I think there's a nice wee piece going wasted there.
Yeah, well, she isn't into real hard cases like you, so get in the back of the queue, eh?
Looking after Roy's interests, are you, while he's inside?
What am I it's for, eh?
You'll be lucky.
We'll see.
This bit of business, then. Yeah? You got something lined up, have you?
Maybe. Needs checking out first. One final recce.
The valve was missing.
Yes, Mum.
Couldn't have blown out, could it?
No.
And what do you think happened?
Well, somebody must have nicked it. Oh, you're in court. Kids, perhaps.
There were some hanging around, actually. Now you come to mention it.
Aren't you glad to see me, then?
No, I'm not. Every time I do, it means you want something.
Do you want a cup of tea?
Now I know you want something. Don't go mapping those tea bags. Oh, that fellas. I'd have it lifted if I could think which bit needed lifting the most.
He's still living with you, is he?
You're referring to Bobby? Yes, he is.
Roy's been remanded for a week.
I know. I read it in the paper this morning. Why can't you find yourself a decent lad?
Like Bobby, you mean?
At least he's not a criminal. I mean, I might have had some fellas in my time, but at least I never stood that low.
Yeah, well, perhaps you had home to go to, didn't you?
So would you if you'd learnt to keep your trap shut.
This was my own before he came along.
Never give him a chance.
Because I knew what his game was. He wanted me out of it, and it didn't take him very long to manage it, did it?
Oh, shut up, Arlene. You're giving me a headache. Now, wear those rotten tights.
Fishnet, are they?
Oh, would you look at the state of them? I bet they're my last pair and all.
Mum? Can you lend us a couple of quid just till I get my social security?
No, I can't.
I'll pay you back.
Of course you will, next year sometime.
I need it for fares. To go and see Roy.
Look, Arlene, where do you think I got that sort of money at this time of the week? If I had 2 quid, you could have it. That's all.
Can I help you?
I should hope so. We've been robbed.
Right. If you can just let me have some details, it's Mr. and Mrs.
I'm Mr. Robert Dawson. This is Mrs. Muriel Davis.
And your address, Mr. Dawson?
15A, Walcott Terrace.
And yours, Mrs. Davis?
Same.
Anything for me, Joseph?
Just there, ma'am.
Oh.
And you've been robbed, you say, Mr. Dawson?
I haven't, but she has. That thieving little bitch nicked her fiver right out of her handbag.
So you know who took it, then?
Well, of course I know who took it. It was her daughter took it.
Hadn't been out the room 2 minutes.
So, your daughter stole £5 from your purse and you want to lay a complaint, do you, Mrs. Davis?
Right, Sergeant.
Mrs. Davis, do you mind, Joseph? Shall we go into my office? Please sit down. Now then. You don't think this might be better sorted out between you when your daughter gets back?
She'll not be coming back, will she?
She won't.
She don't live with us, you see. Not anymore.
Oh, she's married, is she?
She's got this fella she lives with.
When he's not in jail.
How old is your daughter, Mrs. Davis?
18.
And do you know where she does live?
Oh, yeah.
They're in this flat.
And you're quite sure that you want to involve us in this,
Look, do you want it in writing?
Mrs. Davis?
Well, it was my money and she did take it.
What I mean is, if we do get involved, then she'll have to be charged with theft, which means she'll have to appear in court, and of course you'll be asked to give evidence against her. Perhaps she was desperate for the money.
I know what she wanted it for.
Oh?
Ah, she wanted it for bush fare, to go and visit me lad over at the remand centre.
Milado being the man she's living with, right?
That's right, and it's not his first offence neither. Trash the pair of them.
And how long has she been living with him, Mrs. Davis?
Well, I don't know, 2 months maybe. I don't want to know.
Then you don't approve of the relationship?
No, I don't.
And what have you done about it?
Matter what I think. She's got a mind of her own, is that one?
I ain't a mouth to go with it.
You have an address for her, you say?
Yeah, 45 Waterloo House. It's up on the estate.
Well, I tell you what. You go home and sleep on it, and I'll pop round there sometime later today myself and have a word with her about it. All right?
All right.
Right.
What do you want to let us talk you out of it for?
I'll stop it.
You know their game, don't you? All they're interested in is getting out of doing any bloody work.
Shut up, yes, bye.
Did you, get anywhere, man?
Waterloo Estate, Jonesy.
Hiya. Made you jump.
Yeah.
You saw him then?
Yeah.
How'd you get over there?
Bus and walked.
This must be love.
Hobson's choice, really, wasn't it? Seeing as his so-called best mate didn't give me a lift.
Business, love, I told you. How is he anyway?
It's all right.
Taking his punishment like a man.
That's right.
Not a bad kid, our Roy. Strictly amateur night, though.
He was unlucky, do you know?
Listen, love. There's more to housebreaking than smashing a window and hoping nobody's at home. You should have stuck with me instead of going freelance. I'd have looked after him, just like I always did.
But he was never in trouble in his life until he got mixed up with you lot down that arcade.
You're wasting your time with Roy, love. He's a loser. He could do a lot better.
Hey, Tin Ribs. You miss me, have you? Go and find us something to eat.
Arlene Davis.
That's right.
Can you come in? We've met before, actually, haven't we?
Have we?
Magistrate's court the other day.
Oh, yeah.
When I got back to my car, somebody let one of the tyres down.
Yeah?
I don't suppose either you or any of those lads that were with you would know anything about that.
No, you're right, I don't.
May I?
If you want.
Ooh, she's thin.
Yeah. She was starving when I took her in. I went through. Somebody tried to drown her.
Nice people.
And you won't anyway.
We had your mother in this morning.
Oh, yeah.
Expect you know what about.
No.
She alleges you stole £5 from her purse.
That's a lie.
According to her, there's a £5 note in her purse when she left you alone in the living room. When she came back, you'd gone and sold the money. You're telling me now that it wasn't you that took it?
Didn't say that.
Oh, didn't you?
I didn't say I didn't take it. I said I didn't nick it. I just borrowed it, that's all.
Without her permission?
I'm going to let her have it back just as soon as I get my social security. And I told her that when I asked her if she lent me something.
You still got this money?
Some of it.
How much?
A couple of quid.
What happened to the rest of it?
Spent it, didn't I? On fares to go and see Roy.
Roy being Roy Brown, who was remanded in custody.
That's right. Thanks to you.
I beg your pardon?
So you should. Seeing it was you who's objected to bail.
Well, you know why, don't you? The last time he had to appear in court, he was granted bail and he failed to turn up. He had to be brought in.
before he met me, wouldn't he? I'd have made sure he'd have turned up.
Yes, but it wasn't you that was offering to act as surety for him, was it? It was his parents.
Them?
Oh, you don't get on with
No.
them?
No, you're right, I don't.
Any more when you get on with Mr. Dawson?
That one. I'd dance at his funeral any day.
He was the reason you left home, then?
I didn't leave, I was booted.
Why was that?
Because I took an exception to him feeling free to give me Mama good hiding every time the fancy took him. She might have been prepared to put up with it, but I wanted, so I had to go, didn't I? Roy had room, so I moved in with him. Why not?
You going to marry him?
If he asks. He wants to. If he doesn't, then...
Not much of a prospect, is he? If he carries on the way he's going.
I happen to love him. Or is that something you just wouldn't understand?
Why on earth should you think that?
Look, he's not one of your real villains, you know. One of your heavies.
No, he's just a burglar. Somebody who breaks into other people's homes without any regard at all for the possible consequences, the effect it could have on these people for the rest of their lives.
Look, am I going to be charged, or aren't I?
No, not this time if it can be avoided, but it's actually entirely up to your mother.
Oh, Bobby. I mean, no prizes for guessing who dragged you lot in.
Look, I'll talk to her again, okay? Tell her that you return the money just as soon as you've got your social security, right?
Right.
Your work.
Ah. It's Roy's.
Very good.
He went to art school for 2 years. Still couldn't get a job when he left.
You will return the money?
Said I would, didn't I?
Hey, give us a bag. That's her. She's loaded. She goes to the shops every afternoon about 2. Stays about an hour. Regular as clockwork.
It's a bit risky, isn't it? In broad daylight.
No, if you're careful. Know what you're doing, what you're looking for. What time have you got?
It's just gone 1 o'clock.
Good. Time for a jar first.
Any particular brand of cat food, Mum?
No, I don't think so. To see what I've got, eh? Down at the supermarket.
Yes, Mum.
I didn't know you had a cat now, man.
I haven't.
There's news from the Burnley Chess Club. Alan Muirhead discovers the advantages of visiting
Oh, honestly.
USA. And in our big spot today, David Netherwood talks to Dick Hope about prize-winning vegetables. But first, news of a programme on Thursday.
Mrs. Davis.
Come in.
Thank you.
Sit yourself down.
Oh, thanks.
This week,
Oh, go, though, innit?
competition features the New Romantics, a movement which surrounds quite a...
I saw Arlene last night. She assures me she'll pay you back just as soon as she's got her social security.
She says.
I have every confidence that she will. And when she does, we'll leave it at that, shall we? I have given her a stiff talking to. I'm sure it won't happen again.
I'm sure I don't know what Bobby will say.
She's your daughter, Mrs. Davis, not Mr. Dawson's, and it was your money she took.
All right, then we'll leave her.
Now, about Arlene, Mrs. Davis.
Yeah?
There's every chance that this boy she's living with will be sent to Borstal.
See? Now, I've told you about it till I'm sick. You must just be attracted to that type, that's all I can think. Sure, I don't know where she gets it from.
She told me she went to live with Roy Brown because she was kicked out of your house.
I wouldn't say she was kicked out as such.
Oh, what would you say?
Well, she made no effort at all to get on with Bobby. I mean, he gave her things, made no difference. She wasn't wearing him at any price, that was that.
And as far as you're concerned, Bobby comes first, right?
Well, we're going to get married, you see. Bobby has said we'll get married. Do you want a fag?
No, thank you. And what about Arlene? She's hardly more than a child, Mrs. Davis. You do have a certain responsibility towards her, even if she's 18 now.
Oh, she'll be all right. She's always been able to fend for herself as that one.
Perhaps because she's had to.
I don't know what you mean.
I think you do, Mrs. Davis. Now look, she's keeping bad company. And it's my experience of that sort of situation that it's only a matter of time before she's in trouble herself with the police. The fact that she helped herself to your purse when she's never done anything like that before points the way.
Yeah, well, I just can't have her back with me. I just can't. My nerves won't stand it. I know they wouldn't. So, she'd just like to give me the money back. We'll call it quits, right?
Goodbye, Mrs. Davis.
All right, you stay with it. Mr. Logan should be there in about 10 minutes.
How bad is she?
It's hard to say. She's still in a coma. Head wounds are always bad news. Any witnesses?
One of the neighbours saw a couple of kids driving off on a motorbike, but she didn't get much of a look.
What does the doctor think?
She could be unconscious for hours, longer.
The minute she shows any sign of coming round, you get me, son, right?
Yes, sir.
Got any plasters, have you?
Oh, come in, Dina. What have you done?
I knocked it. Scraped it on my bike.
I'll have a look. I don't think I've got much, but...
Hey, you've got a cat.
Yeah. Only got a bandage. I'll dab it with cotton wool, but you'll have to have something else later.
That's all right. Ow!
Ooh, you'll have to have some stitches, you know, Dina.
Oh, I'll be all right.
Put this on for now. It won't be very good.
You've got nice warm hands.
Is that too tight?
No, it's fine. Thanks. A lot.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
What's that?
It's a birthday present.
It's not my birthday.
Happy unbirthday, then.
Oh, it's lovely. Where did you get it from?
Second-hand stall off market. Do you like it?
It's lovely. But why?
Why not? Do you want a drink?
Think.
Well, go on then, try it on.
Oh, it's lovely.
Yeah, it suits you.
Hey!
I can't tempt you then. To a drink.
No. Whiskey makes me sick.
Oh yeah, me too.
You're not by any chance on your bike, you do know?
Why? What, in a lift are you? Over to see little Roy?
No, thanks.
He'll get done this time, love, you know. For sure.
I don't think so.
They're getting real fierce, local magistrates round here. What teenage crime going on round Hartley? So where does that leave you, eh?
How do you
When
mean?
he does get sent down,
I'll be all right.
He'll be lonely for you.
I'll be all right.
That little boy lost look he has. That the attraction, is it? Brings out the mother in you.
Perhaps.
We could have a good time, you and me. If you were into it.
Yeah, well, I'm not.
Eh? Eh?
Can I come in for a minute?
Yeah.
Could I have a word?
I'll see you around, kid. Soon.
Come on your bike, have you?
No, love, spaceship.
Don't think of driving it, will you, in that condition?
I wouldn't dream of it, sir.
Thought these might help to fatten up a bit.
Oh. Thanks.
I saw your mother. Yeah? If you let her have the money back, she won't press charges.
Right. Thanks.
You saw Roy then at the remand centre?
Yeah.
Dreary places, though, aren't they? And they're all the same, you know, except some are even worse than others. In fact, a pretty terrible prospect, actually. Knowing that someone like Roy is almost certain to spend a good part of his life in one or other of them, unless he pulls himself out of it. I bet he listens to you, doesn't he?
Sometimes.
You should have a talk to him about it. Really have a go at him. You could be his last chance. You'd be surprised how early they crop up sometimes. Last chances.
Nurse. She's coming round.
Hi.
It's you. Thanks. Just you think yourself lucky you didn't get summoned.
What happened to your face?
I walked into a wall.
He's been hitting you again, hasn't he?
None of your business.
You must be stupid. Why do you put up with it, Mum? Do you get some sort of kick out of being knocked about or something?
Arlene, don't start.
You're too soft, that's your
Oh,
trouble.
shut up, will you, before he hears you. See, now will you go?
No.
You! Ouch!
I'm warning you. You keep your hands off my mum, right?
Out, I said!
I mean it. You lay another finger on her and I'll get you.
No, Bobby, no! Will you go?
Well, come with me then, Mum.
No.
You're pathetic.
Trash!
All right.
Can you remember what he looked like, Doris?
Put his hand over my mouth.
Oh, but I bit him. Oh, yes.
Can you remember anything about him? Anything at all, love?
It threw me. He had these rings. Big rings.
Rings?
Yes, on the hand that she bit. A whole fistful of them. One in particular stuck in her mind, in the shape of a letter D.
D?
Yes.
D, rings. How old did you say it would be?
Late teens, early 20s.
And they got away on a motorbike, right?
Right, so?
Yes. Yes, of course.
Sit there, love. She won't be a minute.
Hello. So now what have I done?
Nothing, I do hope. This is Detective Chief Inspector Logan. Yesterday afternoon, there was a boy at your flat. He had a lot of rings, including one with a big letter D on it.
So?
Friend of yours?
Friend of Roy's, why?
There's been an incident. We've reason to believe that boy might be able to help us without inquiries. What's his name?
Dino.
Dino? Italian, is he?
That's his nickname.
Well, what's his real name?
John Forbes.
Do you know where he lives?
No.
Sure? But do you know where he goes? Tends to hang about. Club, pub, disco. Well?
Dino. Oh, yeah. Another one. Big lad. Fancies himself. Comes in here quite often.
Is he here now?
No. One of his mates is, though. Well, he was half a minute ago.
I shoot it with a foot. No doubt about it. Do you reckon the old girl can identify you?
No, I shouldn't think so.
Well, supposing she can.
But we don't even know if it's that job they're on about yet, do we? Just in case, eh?
Patrick, yes.
Hiya. Excuse me. I need a favour, love.
Yeah?
A big one.
What?
Yesterday afternoon when that policewoman was round here, if anybody asks, I've been with you all afternoon, all right?
She pulled me in, you know, asking where you were.
And you told her?
No. Why not?
What else did you tell her?
Just where to find you. That's all.
Did she say why she wanted me?
No, Dino. All she said was that there'd been an incident and that you might be able to help.
Right. If anybody asks, I've been with you all afternoon, all right? You tell them that.
Why should I?
Because Roy's my mate, love. Me best mate. And you're his bird. And even more important, because you've got a pretty face, love. At the moment. Oh, by the way, I'll have that necklace back.
What?
The necklace!
Why?
Because I don't want doing for burglary and you don't want doing for receiving. All right, now give it here. Hello there. Bloke down at the arcade reckons you want to talk to me about something.
Get Mr. Logan, Joseph.
Show me your hands. Turn them over. D for Dino, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
But real name, John. Why do they call you Dino when your name is John?
They reckon I look like him. You know, James Dean.
They need glasses.
I don't fancy you either.
Don't get cocky with me, son.
Look, what is this, eh? I mean, what am I supposed to have done?
Take off the bandage.
What?
The bandage on your hands.
Why?
Do as you're told and have less lip. Somebody bit you, did they? Like an old woman, perhaps, who's in hospital at present with a fractured skull.
What? My girlfriend gave me that. Very passionate girl.
Where were you yesterday afternoon between 2 and 3?
I was with her. We was having this private party up at her place.
You're lying.
Not me, Pop.
Yesterday afternoon, you broke into a house in Carlton Street.
No, I didn't.
Only the owner came back early because she'd forgotten her purse. And when she caught you in there, you threw her on the floor and smashed her head.
Look, I was with me girl. And if you don't believe me, don't take my word for it. Ask her outside.
Who? Outside?
Hartley's answer to Charlie's Angels. She saw me there.
He was there when I arrived. Must have been about 4:30.
Well, he says he was there all afternoon.
He's lying.
Yes, but if the girl is prepared to say that he was...
I'm sure she won't.
Where were you between 2 and 3 yesterday afternoon?
At home.
On your own?
No, with Dino Forbes.
Doing what?
What do you think?
You're lying, aren't you?
No.
He says that he's your boyfriend.
That's right.
But you've got a boyfriend. He's on remand in custody.
I have lots of boyfriends.
Why are you covering for him?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Did you get a cut, did you, of the old lady's savings?
She's lying.
Of course she is. You prove it, though.
Can I have a go at her? Do you mind?
Help yourself.
Why are you lying to us, Arlene?
I'm not.
Roy's your boyfriend. You know I know that. And how you feel about him. Has Dino threatened you, is that it? That is it, isn't it?
No.
Look, there's nothing to be frightened of. We'll give you complete protection.
I don't want your protection, and I don't want your help, right? I just want to be left out of it.
But you're already in it, aren't you? And right up to your neck if you provide him with a false alibi. I mean, you do realise that's a serious crime in itself, perjury. Now, listen to me, Arlene. For your own sake, if nobody else's. The old lady got a good look at the boy who attacked her, right down to the rings he was wearing. And when she's better, we'll hold an identity parade. And if she picks out Dino, your alibi will count for nothing anyway, but it leaves you right in it. You'll be facing charges yourself then. Remember the talk we had the other day? About Roy starting a new life, and you being the one to help him, probably the only one, because you knew the sort of life ahead of him if you didn't. Well, I think that got through to you, Arlene. Now then, let me tell you what happened to put the old lady in hospital.
I don't want to know. It's nothing to do with me.
Oh, yes, it is. And Roy, too. A lot to do with you. Now, you told me your Roy wasn't a real heavy, but is Dino? I mean, really? He didn't go in that house to attack an old woman, presumably. He went in there to steal, so why did he attack her? Well, I think it's fairly obvious. She disturbed him and he panicked, and that could just as easily have been your Roy.
No.
Could still be sometime, somewhere, if you don't help him. And you're not going to be able to help him, are you, Arlene? If you're in trouble yourself by saying you spent the afternoon in bed with his mate. I mean, will Roy listen to you then, when he hears that? You disappoint me, Arlene. You really do. You told me you loved that lad, and I believed you.
Wait.
The defendants will be remanded in custody for 8 days, pending further police inquiries. Take them down, please.
Oh, hello, Arlene.
Hi. Can I have a word with you, please?
Yes, of course.
Roy is still here, isn't he?
Yes, he's down in the cells now. Why?
Can I see him?
Yes, I should think so.
Only... Well, I've been thinking about what you said, and... Okay, yeah, you are right. He does listen to me. If he could just get off with probation or a suspended sentence, then perhaps we could start fresh.
Well, I'm afraid it's not up to me now, Arlene. It's for the court to decide.
Yeah, I do realise that. It's just, well, I thought... Well, what happens if he pleads guilty, right? Admits it? It's bound to make some difference, isn't it?
Well, it's up to the bench. For our part, we'd make it clear to them that he'd given us every cooperation and saved us a lot of time and trouble by pleading guilty. Put it this way, he couldn't do any harm.
So, could I see him?
Plead guilty?
Well, you did do it, Roy.
Yeah, but if I plead guilty, I've no chance, have I?
Not much chance, anyway.
There's always a chance, Arlene.
Only that's not the point, is it? It's not, is it, Roy? I mean, there comes a time, and I mean, if you're going to end up an old lag eventually, then you've got to stop all this.
Look, I told you, I'm going to. And if I get off with this one, that's me finished with it.
It's not, is it? It won't be, you know it won't. If you get off with it this time, you'll be back down the arcade with that lot and it'll start all over again.
So what do you want me to do? Get myself sent down?
No, just admit that you did it. Tell him you're sorry. Tell him you're really going to try or something. And if that policewoman speaks up for you, then you probably only get probation anyway.
Roy Brown, you have pleaded guilty to the charge. You've also said you're very sorry, and we're sure that you are. At the same time, you have admitted burglary, and this is not your first offence. In fact, anything but. It is our opinion that what you need is what the Home Secretary has called a short, sharp shock. The sentence of this court is that you be sent, therefore, to a detention centre for 3 months, in the hope that it will make you realise the seriousness of this sort of thing. Take him down, please.